Zombie, time zombie. Oh, good. Turn into a zombie. It's a lovely day to teabag a zombie. It's a lovely day to teabag a zombie. Going back in time. Going back in time. These poor unfortunate souls, they got raped. Too fucking bad. Fuck that dark and brutal flashback brought to you by the amazing cleansing power of Selsun Blue. Don't trust me. Don't trust who? Selsun Blue. Don't trust who? Don't trust me. Don't trust who? Selsun Blue. Fuck you. Don't trust me. Don't trust who? Selsun Blue. That I can do. Don't trust me. Don't trust who? Selsun Blue. Don't trust who? Who fucking knows who to trust at this point?
I fucking
Oh shit.
hate
Another time warp.
I do.
Going back in time. Going back in time. Going back in time. Oh man, how many time warp jokes are we gonna have in this fucking playthrough? How many times?
I'm ballin' so hard like the mayor. I'm ballin' so hard like the mayor. I'm ballin' so hard like the mayor. Yeah, yeah.
Feels good, man. How you doing, everybody? Welcome to the stream. If you might have noticed by now, if you're a person that cares about your quality, the stream looks pretty funny. How does it look pretty funny? Well, the stream looks pretty. I don't want to hear myself. I'm streaming at 480p. And that's because that's all I could do. For some reason today, my internet been suspiciously bad. Like awkwardly bad. Not bad like when it rains, when I can't stream at all. It's just, I don't know, my upload speed is bad. If it keep going like this, I'm going to have to talk to my favorite people at Cox. But I can stream, it just look like shit. Which means I pretty much couldn't play a game even if I wanted to, unless you want to look at blurry shit on the screen. But luckily for us, DSP is going to be sitting on his couch. And that ain't much to see anyway. Look at that. He looked like he happy to be there. But this is Ask the King. Ask the King. Episode 37. All the way from 2013. And this is part 1. Government shutdown. Taking down hater vids. And Batfleck. When the new news was that Ben Affleck was going to be Batman. I don't know if that worked out or not because I don't watch movies. But I guess it was a job. So that's exciting. Part 2, women in games. Oh boy. Dealing with loss and cyberbullying. Well, I'm sure that's exciting. I don't know if this got a part 3 or not. I'm assuming it do. I didn't listen to this one as much as I did the last one for the first back in time session. But it's old DSP, and old DSP is slightly better than new DSP. At least back then he wasn't really scared to talk about certain stuff. I feel like he gonna be offensive about the women in gaming part though. And for some reason it's got 144 dislikes. So he maybe talked about Evil AJ? I don't know. Hot comment from 4 years ago. Racist or not, who cares? There's no law against being racist anyways. Fast forward a few years.
If I donate to new ISP by sending it to you
You
directly,
locked
will
up
you
over
use it?
tweets. Oh. Well, it's all right. 4 years ago, it was okay to be racist. You might go to jail for posting something on Twitter nowadays, though. If I were to act on racism and become some type of vigilante, then it'd be a crime. No, you would be Batman. Saying you don't like certain people is not a crime. If I'm considered a racist, so be it. I live in New York City, half docs. You can't help it. Apparently, if you live in New York City, you can't help being somewhat racist. Sounds good. Maybe if I lived in Virginia or some other 99% white state, and I wouldn't see on the news blacks committing crimes, then I'd have a different mindset. Oh, I wish I was logged in so I can like that hot comment. All right. OKC Thunder 2017-2018 champions. Did that happen? I think that happened. I guess he made this, he changed it since then. Who fucking knows what his account was back then. Blacks are criminals. That's a quote. That's not racist. Maybe you should have said some blacks are criminals. But by saying what you said made it seem like you're saying all blacks are criminals. And that comes off as racist. You may have not intended that statement to be racist, but it came off just as that. Uh-oh. Oh, buddy Dave might have got his words mixed up in his video. He used to do with what's that dude's name? Oklahoma City Thunder dude? The one Kevin Durant left? Russell Westbrook? Or is it Wilson? No, it was Westbrook. Wilson is the other dude. I don't know. I'd be kind of scared he got a Russell, whatever his name is, picture. It actually is two dudes named Russell in it. Is that a 90s kid name? 80s kid name? I don't know. Dave better watch out. Somebody on the internet gonna call him racist. Imagine if Phil became a politician or even president. Mr. President, how could you let the government shut down? Phil? There was nothing I could do. Oh, it's a nothing I could do joke. That's funny. Does DSP realize Affleck also directed Argo? What the fuck is Argo? It's a movie Ben Affleck directed, apparently. All right, fantastic. And it's like, wow, 20 seconds of nothing? Yeah, 20 seconds of nothing. Thank you for the $5. Ross_James. If I donate a new ISP by sending it to you directly, will you use it? Of course. Donate, what those people call? Send me like Google Fiber or some shit. Send me something good. Still uses that intro, by the way.
Hello, everyone.
Oh my.
I'm Darkside Phil, and welcome to another edition of
You
Ask
sound
the
so
King.
weird and foggy.
Today is Thursday, October 3rd, 2013.
And it's 480p because my internet is bad today. If I was trying to stream at the real quality I would stream at, it wouldn't work. Even at 480p and I think like 900 kilobyte upload speed for the stream, I still got 1% drop frames. So it's rough.
We've
It's
got
rough
a
today.
ton of questions. In fact, I counted. I got about 25 questions from my forums, from Twitter, and from Facebook that I've all accumulated that we'll be answering in today's episode.
What's
Okay,
that green
and
shit
then we're
when I
actually
try
going
to
to go
make it
to the
full screen?
live
What is
stream
that?
Q&A as
Oh,
I
no,
am
that
live
is not
streaming
mine.
this on Twitch TV, where I will be answering the questions that were submitted via raffle as we pick them. Okay, so before we get started, I've got a couple of housekeeping things very quickly to talk about because I know this is the best way to really talk about them. Number one, there's a schedule change this week, a major one. All right, John Rambo originally
Rambo
was
is
going to
still
come on
alive.
Saturday, and we were going to do Suicide Kings with Grand Theft Auto Online. But if you've been following along with what's been going on with Grand Theft Auto Online this week, you know that there's a lot of problems. Most people can't log in consistently. A lot of people have played the game for hours, then they go to log in, they find out their character's been completely deleted. All right, I played it on Tuesday. It took me several hours to log in, but eventually I did get to log in, and I got to play some legitimate gameplay for about 45 minutes. And then when I went to play it yesterday, I couldn't log in at all day. So at this point, there's no reason for us to try to actually do Suicide Kings as we had planned, because we know that not a lot of people can even log on yet. We're hoping that maybe within a week or two, things will settle.
Oh, this is
and
when
we'll be able to do
PSN
it.
was
So
fucked up
this
then?
weekend, no Suicide Kings. It's on hiatus. We're going to try to do it next
Yeah, they
week.
never did it.
That's the rough timing of what we're going to try to do, okay?
Whoops. Nice snort, by the
Now,
way.
That being said, John Rambo will be here, not on Saturday, but he will be here tomorrow, okay? We're going to be doing a new episode of Smart Guys, the first one in 2 weeks, and in addition to that, we're actually going to be doing...
But to be fair about Suicide Kings, I think he really kind of didn't do it because the game was kind of limited compared to the first Cowboy game.
WWE pay-per-view simulations
bad,
of the
man.
Battleground pay-per-view that's happening
Wrestling.
this coming Sunday. I know originally we weren't going to do it.
Oh,
but since
Battleground was
Suicide Kings
terrible.
kinda
I remember
closed
that pay-per-view.
But since we're not doing Suicide Kings, we
was
will
a
be
dumb name,
simulating that
too.
pay-per-view. In addition, we may be doing some other stuff because we know it doesn't take all day to do the pay-per-view sims.
And if you're hearing an echo, it's because I got my headphones up loud as fuck because they sound quiet in this
I
video.
don't know. We're going to be doing more than that probably, but that's the rough schedule for tomorrow, which then, of course, means that Saturday, Sunday, Monday, I'll probably be splitting my time between Wind Waker HD when I go pick it up and probably Kingdom Hearts,
And
which
I lost my
still,
earbuds, too.
Unfortunately, have not had the time to try to restore my save file. I'm going to try to do that today.
It's so much
I know
detail.
Solid
Why is this
Fantasy
an
and
Ask
a
the
few other
King?
People, you guys have been trying to help me out with that. I apologize. I haven't had a chance to do it yet. I'm going to try to do that today. Take a save file, put it on a USB or whatever, and get it on my PC and get it going on its way to you so that we can try to get that save file restored and I can continue that playthrough, which a lot of people have like, damn, we really want to see that
Damn,
again.
Phil, I really want
Okay.
to see the playthrough.
Excuse me. All right, and the next thing, before we start answering questions, this is a huge positive, and this is a huge update
No, you
for a
dumb
lot of
bitch,
people.
it wasn't
all right? So I
fraudulent.
already told my team about it, but I want to tell you guys this
DSP
as
quote
well.
of the day. I'm a very prolific guy.
Oh.
I make more content than most people on
Oh.
the internet. They put out a few videos a day tops. Streamers? They stream a few hours a day, but I've done this 10 years. So many years of my life broadcasted.
I like that part. Streamers, they stream a few hours a day. And this is Dave, the dude that streamed 4 hours of gameplay today. And he take every Sunday night off. But none of them can equal to him. Because he's been doing this 10 years. I guess Dan's Gaming haven't been doing it 10 years yet. And Lyric and all of the other like fucking boomers that have been streaming forever. Sounds good to me. But thank you for the dollar and a quarter today. Moonman 1487. That is true. He is a workaholic.
If you're watching this on
Busting
YouTube,
his ass,
all right?
playing Spider-Man.
Huge positive news. My dad, as you know, a little over a year ago, it was about the summer of last year, was laid off from his
Why are we
job
getting
for
this
almost 30
information?
years,
What?
okay? The same place that I was working, he got laid off from too. The place is in shambles. People are getting laid off left and right. The company's a mess. They're falling apart. And they're probably, quite honestly, going to go out of business, at least that division of the company. Okay? He's been looking everywhere for a job.
Why are we hearing
As
this?
of, recently he has had no luck at all. The jobs that were in that kind of same field, the only one that was interested offered him a job, but he would have had to move to Canada, which he couldn't do. My mom, unfortunately, isn't in any condition to be moving like that. My dad would have had to basically fly to Canada every single week to work there during the week and would only be home for weekends.
This is the same dude that like 3 years after this, or either 2 years after this, he flew his parents across the country to paint bedrooms. But they can't fly. Apparently once a week. His mama can't fly out there to live there because she's too fucking old. But she can fly across the country to help paint rooms. Oh.
Mom, she's getting older now. She's got back problems. She actually has a
Hereditary
back
back
problem.
problem. They're running a
She needs him
family.
around. So he couldn't do it. And all the other jobs he applied for.
What the hell does this have to do with
basically told him
anything?
he was overqualified. You're way overqualified for this job. We want someone younger who's less qualified. And I'll be honest, basically so they could push that person around and they realized that my dad could just say, fuck this. I'm better than this if they were mistreating
get him out of
They're
here.
looking for people that they can control. So no one really gave him a second shot after their initial interview.
Nice snort.
The good news right now, he's gotten hired. He's got a new job. It's local, so his commute is very, very short. It's a job that is very
Why is
similar
this
to what
an
he
Ask
used to
the
be doing.
King?
It's a different industry, but it's still continuous improvement, quality assurance work, which is what he used to do. And
He had the same
other
job
good
for like
news is
30
that
years.
He's already cashed in his retirement from being with that other company for almost 30 years. So he's already got some income coming in on the side, combined with this
he a
new
drug
salary.
dealer?
I'm sorry, it's going to be hourly.
Oh,
With
no,
this new money
not
he's
a
gonna be
salary.
making, it's going to be enough. He's basically going to be making roughly what he was making before. So he's back on his feet for the first time in a year and a half, and that is a major success story because there's so many people out there who can't, especially that are my dad's age. My dad's nearly in his 60s.
Wait a minute. Whoever hired his daddy, we need to find these people and complain about them online. All of those young hip kids couldn't get a job because the fucking stupid government and goddamn Obama, and they out here giving literal boomers a job. Ridiculous.
And no one's
I need to
looking
file
for
a complaint.
people that old. I'll be honest, age is actually a factor that's.
What about all of those
against
young
people
kids that
right now.
needed a
The older
job?
you are, the less people want to hire you because they worry that you're a liability
It's
and stuff like
ridiculous.
that. So I just want to say, first of all, thank you to everyone who this past year
For what?
was following up on my dad. Several people have
Okay.
asked me, how's he doing? What's going on? This is the first.
Thanks for being concerned about if my dad had a job. All right.
news I've had for you. So here it is. I wanted to share that with everyone, and I want to say thank
What
you to
an
everyone
opening.
who did care and was following up over the course of this past year. It's a great story, and hopefully
What the hell?
things work out. The thing is that he has like a 3 to 4 month trial period where they have him there, and then if they like what he's doing, then they'll hire him as a full-time
Wait.
employee. But right
Did he
now,
say month? I hope he
it's
said
a
month.
period where they- And hopefully things work out. The thing is that he has like a 3 to 4
Okay,
month
month.
trial
I thought he
period where they
said
have him
year.
there,
I was about to
and then
say,
if they
what the
like what he's
fuck?
doing, then they'll hire him
Okay,
as a
month.
full-time employee. But right now, he's considered like a trial basis. But yeah, it's great. As of the end of
Wow.
this month, he'll be working there, and I'm feeling great about it. It's a weight off of all of our shoulders as
So
a
let
family.
me get this.
'Cause let's be
Let me
honest.
be a little bit mean about this. His old ass daddy was willing to take kind of what sounded like an entry level job. He tried to hype it up a bit, but going on not even getting a salary anymore. He used to get a salary, not getting a salary anymore, and going on a three to 4 month trial basis. It sounded like an entry level job. His old ass daddy was willing to take that, and Dave, I mean, even back then he was like, nah, I can't do a regular job, bro. I got to keep doing YouTube. I can't do a regular job. It's not going to pay enough. He wouldn't dare take an hourly job, especially if they're going to give him a 3 to 4 month trial period. He'd just live on the street. Well, can't
It's not
change
like
who you are.
if he had no money, you know what I mean? If he had no income coming in, I couldn't support him. I couldn't. I'm trying to currently.
He should have made
just
his.
make
He
ends
should have
meet
got his
here and
dad's
find a
Twitch
way
account.
to maybe move out of Connecticut so I can start saving more money in the next year.
He wanted to
And-
move across country to start saving money. Now, if you remember the story from the first Back in Time episode, I guess I can call it that, when he said that he would have to spend like 20 grand, and he would basically have to throw away 20 grand to not keep paying on the condo, and all of these years later, he's still paying on the condo. He wanted to move across country to save money in the long term. That didn't work out.
And so there was no
Whoops.
way. And even if I had offered to help him, he's the kind of person who would have been like, he wouldn't have accepted
He
any
should
kind
let
of
Cat
financial
move in over
help
there.
that I was trying to give him. That's the kind of person he is. So this is great. Like I said, it's a weight off our shoulders. It's a great positive
Subaru
thing.
man can
Anyone
move in
who
over
was
there.
Curious about that and followed
That's
up about
it.
it. Great news. Very good. Now let's actually move on with Ask the King. Okay.
Wow. Oh my lord.
Okay, so Ask the King. Obviously, this is the show where I answered your questions. We had lots and lots of questions submitted, although
This fucking
admittedly
guy.
they came in a little bit slow this month because everyone was so busy with Grand Theft Auto, and it's all anyone talked about. For the
People
past-
was too busy playing GTA 5 to ask a Let's Play a paragraph long question. It's not that they just didn't care. It was too busy with GTA.
Grand
for a
Theft Auto,
month,
Grand Theft Auto,
apparently.
Grand Theft Auto. I kind of had to remind you all via Twitter and said, hey, listen, I need more questions. All of a sudden, I got a flood of more questions, and I got lots of questions, good ones for this month's episode. So let's get
Good
started.
questions, by
okay?
the way.
All right, as usual, I'm going to be reading the questions off of my laptop right over here, so that's why I'll be going back to that periodically during the course of the episode, okay? So the first question is actually a question that it's a collective question. Everyone asked me this question this week, okay? And I
Oh
got, like, dozens
boy.
of people.
It was
So I
dozens
wanna
of
address
people.
it,
It's everyone,
all right?
apparently.
People are asking me, what do you think about the situation with the United States government right now? It's shut down. Now, if you don't live in the United
Let's
States
think
of
about
America,
this a
you
little
probably
bit.
don't even know about the situation or you don't understand what it means. So
Let's
here's
think
what
about this a
happened.
tiny little
We
bit.
have
Hello, Mr. Let's Player, man. I know you for playing the newest and latest video games on YouTube.com. What the fuck do you think about this government shutdown shit? Isn't it fucked up? I think you could go to Popeyes and they'll know more about it than Dave would.
three branches of government.
It's a
There's
three-pronged
presidential
plan.
branch, judicial branch, and executive branch.
No politics, by the way.
Presidential.
He
Judicial
wouldn't even
branch,
give a fake
and then you've
opinion
got,
on this nowadays.
The branch that is the House of Representatives, the Congress, all that. It's the many representatives that we elect to basically make our laws, okay? What's happened right now is that our government is at an impasse on a certain issue. The issue is health care.
Oh, no.
The president President Barack Obama drafted this plan, and I don't have any. I'm not going to give you any opinions about my political opinions. This is just
I like you have to
honestly
name
answering
them.
about what's going on in the United States right now. President Barack Obama
For the
has
people
this
that thought
plan
it might be
passed
JFK.
to try to give health care
President
to the masses.
Barack Obama.
Right now, there's an appalling number of people in the United States of America that have no health care. All right, they have no plans. They literally just go to the hospital.
Yeah,
and
he
hope
doxed
that
the
someone
president.
pays it for them because they have no money and they have no insurance to pay for anything.
He doxed him.
So he instituted this mandatory plan where everyone will have health care for supposedly an affordable price.
Oh,
now,
man.
he is a Democrat, all right? There are two major political parties in the United States, the Democrats and the Republicans. The Republican Party is staunchly opposed to this plan. They feel the plan isn't going to work.
Oh.
That the plan is anti-employer. That basically, employers now are being forced to pay health care for their employees. That now there's going to be huge negative effects on the employees of
Wait a
America
minute.
because of this.
Does YouTube pay healthcare? They have to. They have employees.
And the employers of America, the companies themselves.
That's
they
pretty
feel that there
sweet.
should be a different alternative to health care. All right? And so this issue has been a hotbed because technically this law, it's called, they're calling it Obamacare, even though that's not the real name of it. I think it's the Affordable Care Act, ACA, went into effect as of, I believe it was either Monday or Tuesday of this week. It was already signed into law. The lawmakers voted and voted for it, and it went into law. However, the Republicans are basically being sore
Oh,
losers.
no.
And I hate to say that. I'm not anti-Republican and I'm not Democratic or anything like that.
I'm
I don't
nothing.
want anyone to think that. But the Republicans are being sore losers and basically saying, well, you know what? We still disagree with it, so much so to the point that we're just not going to work. We refuse to come to work. We're not going to approve a budget so that our country can continue to move forward.
They was just taking a couple of days off.
Because we are so opposed to this act, this healthcare act, that it's the number one issue in the country for us. And until the other side, the Democrats, agree to compromise with us to change it to something that makes more sense for us from our perspective, we're not going to do anything. It's basically a way to say, all right, it's a walkout, it's a protest, it's like a strike, so to speak. They say we refuse to work.
I think I
All right,
remember
we're
the
not gonna
post
do anything
office
else that's
doing this
required of us until
for
this
like a
issue
day
is
a
hashed
while
out.
ago.
Now the big thing of contention right now is that it's already a
that was a
law.
thing.
People can already go and register for it, and it's done. It's in place. And President Obama is basically saying, well, listen, it's in place. It's already gone. So you guys are just sore losers at this point.
Obama said nothing I can do, and he apparently called people sore losers. What a mean asshole.
I don't understand why you're basically up in arms. You better get back to work because basically America's falling apart now because the government's not
Oh, yeah, it
operating.
fell
What's
apart.
happened is all national
That's what started
monuments are
it.
now closed. All national parks are now closed. All government-related jobs are now closed. So there's entire industries based off of the U.S. government, the military, defense, all that stuff is being shut down.
Oh, no.
Because the Republicans and the Democrats can't find a way to compromise on this issue. Now,
No politics
don't
in
get
chat,
me
by the
wrong,
way.
It's not all Republicans that are the problem here. President Obama supposedly, and I don't know, I'm not up
I
there
don't
on
know.
Capitol Hill, supposedly is also saying, I refuse to compromise. My bill passed, tough shit. If you don't like it, tough titties.
That's a direct
just
quote.
Deal with it. And
Tough
I'm not gonna
titties.
compromise. And that's really, it's basically like this. Two rocks being smashed the fuck together like this. Now, last time I checked, when two rocks are smashed together, one rock doesn't magically beat the other rock, and then all of a sudden everything is hunky dory.
Dwayne Johnson?
The rocks smash together until they wear each other down to the point where it's just physical violence and everything gets destroyed. Okay? So something's got to give right now. And eventually something will give, because if the U.S. government is not operating for several weeks, you've got people who work government jobs that are losing money. They're actually on furlough right now, which means they're not allowed to go to their job and work. They're not getting paid.
You mean to tell me they
Their
can't
entire
upload
industry
YouTube
is
videos?
Actually, the military industry, people who make helicopters, people who make guns, people who make these things for the military are now on furlough.
People
They're not
that
making
make
anything because no
guns.
one's paying the bills. The government refuses to pay them. Okay? There's other federal assistance programs. I saw on the local news last night in Connecticut, there's these places in Connecticut that are like daycare, federally funded daycare for single moms and single dads, so they can go to work and someone will watch their kids. And of course, if they're a single mom or dad, you probably can't afford daycare. They fucking shut down. So those people can't work now. They're out of work, and they might get fired from their jobs because they have to take leaves from their jobs to watch their kids.
Oh, man.
So the government, even though the issue for them is healthcare and we're going to butt heads and we're going to be stubborn, aren't being realistic. They're not looking at the line level person who they're affecting, the
They don't
common
fucking
citizen,
care.
and saying we need to fucking make a compromise immediately because we're hurting these people. They think that they're helping by arguing on this healthcare issue when in effect they're killing the American citizen right now. And right now, I'm not in support of the Republicans or the Democrats. I think they need to fucking get off their high horse and stop being like stubborn little kids, which is literally what they are. They're being stubborn little children.
The way he said they're killing them, it reminded me of when he was talking about Nintendo and said Nintendo is literally fucking the gamer. They took your money and said he said that they were raping the gamer. So Nintendo rapes people and the government do kill people. Whoops. Never mind.
And they need to fucking wise the fuck up and say it's not about us. It's not about us.
You can't change who you are.
Yes, we're elected officials. Yes, we have our own opinions and we're stubborn in what we believe. But the fucking government is not about us. It's about the people. And our actions right now are hurting the common citizen of America. We need to step the fuck up, man up, and find a compromise immediately so that we don't hurt people. And this is not what they're doing. They actually are holding themselves above the common American citizen.
Wait a minute.
Saying that their beliefs...
You mean to tell me that the government is above the normal citizen? It shocks me.
Are more important than the common person.
No way.
And that's wrong.
Wrong.
And that's what's the problem with the American government. The common senator, the common, lawmaker.
Did I make wrong to sound
like
clip?
a celebrity
Did I
now.
forget?
What I say goes.
It's a pretty good
I'm
clip. I
smarter
don't know
than
if it's a
everyone
clip.
else. What I believe is the God honest truth, no matter what anyone else tells me.
Oh,
And
never
so I'll
mind.
shut
It
down.
is a sound clip now.
Guess what? Wrong.
That's the best clip. Guess what? Wrong.
The whole fucking government if I can't have my way. What kind of government is that? That you're hurting the line level American citizen because you think you're smarter than them. Fuck you. I'm saying that to the entire fucking U.S. government right now.
Wrong.
Fuck you. You're not better than us. You exist because of us, and it's your job to make sure that everything runs.
Is YouTube the government?
Entire fucking U.S. government right now. Fuck you. You're not better than us.
YouTube is the government.
You exist because of us, and it's your job to make sure that everything runs. Right now, you're failing at your job. And the
Yo, it's
thing that
YouTube.
everyone's kind of up in arms about right now is that people don't realize, a lot of people don't realize this, the United States government, even though it's shut down, all those line-level citizens, they can't go to work. They're not getting paid. But guess what?
They got your money?
The United States senators and elected congressmen are getting paid
Oh, no.
because they're on salary. So even though they're not going to work, they're refusing to work, they're refusing to approve budgets, and they're refusing to do anything that they're responsible for doing, they're still going to get paid. But you won't if you're in a government job. What kind of a fucked up government do we have in this country? Seriously, how does that?
What
can
a
just
hot
ignore their
video.
job, kick up their fucking feet like this. Well, I didn't get my way, so I'm not working this week. Fuck you. And they go like this, and money keeps coming. Huh?
Fuck you, I have your money anyway.
There you go.
Can you name me one other job in the United States of America, in the world, where you cannot do your work and still get paid? If I don't make you guys videos and content, I don't get paid. If the guy who works at McDonald's doesn't flip the burgers and make the fries, he doesn't get paid. What the fuck kind of a fucked up government do we have where they cannot work and get paid?
But wait.
Yeah, I know. So that's the fucked up situation right now with the United States government. All right.
Never mind. Just go. Just keep
my
going.
My thoughts is like I said. I'm not on either side of the aisle. I don't agree necessarily with either side. I just need them to make a fucking compromise.
I don't agree with either side, by the way. But fuck the government.
Keep working.
Bunch of lazy bastards.
They need and have the government.
I don't agree with either side.
And not have this bullshit go
He don't
down.
agree with
We're all
the
better than you.
Democrats or
This
the
is our
Republicans,
ideals.
dude. He
Fuck
agree with
you.
the people.
We'll just not go to work. It's childish. It's extremely immature. If anything, it's exposing a giant problem with the United States government, and hopefully we can do something to fix it.
Man.
Oh, okay. You made your quick buck, there you go. But at the expense of losing your hardcore fan base. Enough with the politics. That's why I did that first. I'm going to get that out of the way. Now let's move on to other stuff, okay?
All right. Sounds good to me.
Okay. So our first real question is from Captain Fireworks 2292. And he says, Phil, do you ever think that maybe when you retire,
Oh, yeah.
you get into politics? Oh my God, I didn't know that was the next question.
Yeah, get into politics after retiring.
All right, he says, when you retire, will you get into politics and maybe show those politicians what progress is while on the side you still enjoy video games? Guess what? Wrong.
So
All
no
right,
from me,
here's the
Squid.
thing.
So no from
I will
me.
never be a politician. I can tell you that right now.
Get into
It's
politics.
not that I would never have a desire to. It's not that I don't think that I could help people. It's that, unfortunately, I have not led a life that would allow me to be elected.
What?
Let me explain. The way the politics
Are you a
works
criminal?
in the United States is that anyone can announce that they're a candidate for anything. Right now I could say I'm a candidate for the mayor of my town. Okay? Problem is, it's all based off of this, and it's based off of who you know. If you don't have money,
Oh my God, I was just about to say he never uses the word money when he talk about money in a negative way. He always do the hand rub. It's been ongoing for years. It's rare he would say the word money negatively. Even when he talk about himself sometimes, he'll say something like, I got big support, or I got that big funding, or some weird shit. You're really weird dude when it come to talking about
finance
money.
your campaign, you can't run ads on TV.
They don't do it for the
You can't get your
fun.
foot in
They
the
do
door
it for
at
this.
debates and get articles written in the newspaper about what you think and what is your stance on certain issues, okay? So without the financial support,
He rubs the hands again.
number one, you'll never get off the ground. Problem is, to get financial
Rubs
support,
the hands
you
again.
need people who are going to sponsor you. Guess how people
Chair
sponsor
company?
you? By you pushing their agendas.
Yep,
This
chair
is
company.
One of the major reasons why the U.S. government is fucked up in the way it is. You've got major corporations.
He
that
need
say, "Oh, I'll get
OPCs
you
to run for
elected.
president."
You know, I'll give you lots of money so you can run a great campaign. But by the way, once you're in power, you got to make sure that our company is great. We're not getting attacked by the government. That you get tax breaks for us. That you do all these things and you push all of our agendas.
The gun
selfish
makers.
agendas. That's literally how the U.S. government works, and that's how lobbying works.
gotta
We
take a
talked about
paycheck from 'em,
lobbying
dude.
Before, all right. So the problem is for me. number
Yo,
one,
I
you
just
guys know
fucking
me,
noticed,
all right?
bruh.
You know,
We back on a detailed discussion of politics. The first 20 minutes of this, more than half of this video, is about his daddy getting the job in politics.
I'm never gonna put up with that shit. When someone comes to me and says,
Why'd
I'll
you
give
do
you
this to
$1
us?
million for your campaign, but when you get on Capitol Hill, you have to push my agenda, I'm gonna say, go fuck yourself. So you give me the money because you support me, because you know who I am as a person, you know I'm a genuine person, you know when I get into office, I'm gonna do the best job that I could possibly do for the common American
Oh, yeah.
person. All right.
Genuine
and you already know
politicians.
my ideals and what I stand for, and that's why you're going to sponsor me. Not that you're going to sponsor me in exchange for me to push your agenda when I get on Capitol Hill. I would never accept a dime. That's the problem. I would never accept a dime to run a campaign.
Would you
Because
accept
I'm not
one to
like,
do
you know,
Project
I'm a genuine
7?
person. I'm not like that. So I would never get anywhere. I would never have the financial support to be able to actually run for a governmental office. That's number one.
Could Tut
Number
sponsor
two,
him?
Unfortunately,
Tutankhamun?
as you know, I have, let's say about 20, 30,000 videos on the internet.
Whoops.
Okay? And they're all over the place. And let's be honest, this year in particular, the wave of negativity all surrounding me, you search for DSP Gaming and all you see is hate-filled videos from little bratty fucking kids who are
Why am
trying
I
to get views on
toxic?
YouTube. All right? And
Bratty fucking kids,
you know,
by the way.
that is going to be out there forever. Regardless of if I delete all my YouTube shit and all that, it's going to be out there forever. So the second that I tried to run for office, don't you think that that negativity would immediately be turned into a crazy smear campaign against me? Oh my God, look at this. DSP's a racist. Here's a joke he made from a playthrough in 2010, and it talks about Mexicans, you know? And DSP...
Shout out to
does
all the
this and does
Mexicans
that,
out there.
You know, all the same shit you hear already, that's the kind of shit that they put into a smear campaign to make sure that someone could never get elected. With the amount of shit that's out there about me, and being that I'm such a real person, I say this all the time, I really feel I'm one of the realest people on the internet. I tell you it like it is, and I really don't hide anything from
Guess
you.
what?
It would just be nuts.
Wrong.
You have so much shit coming out about me that, you know, of course, a little grain of truth. Sure, I made a maybe I made a racial
Grain of
comment or a
truth.
racist joke, but it was a joke. But that's it. The common person who doesn't know who I am, they'll see that and immediately get turned off. And that's what's happened on YouTube this past year, quite honestly. The common YouTube viewer who maybe doesn't just watch all of my content, but just never heard of me or just getting into YouTube, learning about me, the first thing they see is all this negativity,
Whoops.
and they immediately get turned off and they don't watch my content. So it's the same thing. They'll see a wave of negativity and immediately won't vote for me. So I'm pretty much never going to get into politics. You know, even if I
He
ever
still got a
wanted to,
chance.
there'd be no
In
viable way for me to do
the,
it.
the modern era,
Because
people will vote
politics
for
work.
him. People might vote for him after
Okay.
seeing the stuff he said. That's a big sip.
Okay,
Yo, you
next
could even
question.
hear like the waterfall back
From
down. That was pretty good. Like weird ASMR.
Okay, next question. It's from Industrial Gamer, and he asks, I was wondering if you'll be playing current gen games next year after the next gen has already kicked off. Games such as Murdered, Soul
Oh,
Suspect, and
God.
Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2
Murdered Soul
are
Suspect.
current gen only titles. Will you be supporting the few current gen games that will
Get
be
him out of
released
here.
after the next gen?
Oh.
Also,
No,
will
you
be
dumb
supporting
bitch,
DLC
it wasn't
for current
fraudulent.
gen games?
Huh.
So for example,
Get
games like
Em out of here.
Bioshock Infinite, The Last of Us, Metro Last Light will all
Thank
have
you for the dollar,
story-driven
Mr.
downloadable
Sacco.
content released after the next gen. Will you be playing them?
Fucking Murdered Soul
and does that
Suspect.
answer
We can
also
never
apply to
escape this
multiplayer
goddamn
DLC?
game.
Okay. Well, first off, yes, I am getting the Xbox One and the PlayStation 4. I am. All right. I'll be getting new games that are coming out as cross-platform games. I will be getting on the next gen. All right, just makes sense. However, that doesn't mean I'm abandoning the previous gen. No, I'm not going to immediately go toss my Xbox 360 out the window. I'm not.
There's so many questions he get during these Q&A sessions, and they all pushing a narrative. Nowadays, there's a bunch of questions about how he could get money from stuff, pretty much. Like, hey, Phil, huge fan. I've been wondering if you would consider playing insert game here, maybe if the patrons voted for it. And then he'd be like, oh, man, that's a great fucking idea. I might add it to Patreon. And back then it was, hey, Phil, I'm wondering if you're going to play these upcoming brand new releases, what the hell you think? And for some reason, 2 political questions back to back. And he didn't know he was going to get a second question about politics, even though he scanned all of these ahead of time.
Smash my PS3 on my knee. No, I'm still going to
Hey,
have
Phil,
these things.
are you the best
So if there
gamer
are
on the
games
internet?
that I'm interested
Why,
in
yes, I am.
that
Thank
are,
you for
that
asking.
They're only going to be on those consoles, which is understandable. There's games that have been in development for years before the PlayStation 4 or Xbox One were even announced, so of course they're going to be on the current gen, all right? Yes, I will be checking out those games. He actually mentioned a few right there that I'm very interested in. Castlevania Lords of Shadow 2, Murdered Soul Suspect.
Well, I guess
Both of these seem
Castlevania
pretty
is dead, isn't it?
interesting. And yeah, I'll be checking them out. There's no reason for me to skip something just because it's not on the next gen. I mean, that's preposterous. Yes, about DLCs and expansions. Yes, I am very interested in the story-based Bioshock Infinite DLC, in the Last of Us story-based DLC that'll be coming out. I'm very interested in those.
I
When
forgot
those
The
come
Last
out,
of Us
I will
even
be
has
playing
story
those, even though
DLC.
they are, this current gen and not next gen. I'll be getting those DLCs on those consoles. I've saved those games in particular all year. Haven't traded them in just for that sole purpose. So yes, I will be checking them out. Now the part
I like him
of the question
pointing at what the
that's a
games
little
are in the
different
room.
is the multiplayer DLC. That I don't know. A lot of the times, like for example, The Last of Us supposedly has a multiplayer DLC coming up. I'm not interested in it. You know what I mean? Like, I played the multiplayer, I understood what it was, I reviewed the game. I don't have any desire to suddenly go back and play the multiplayer of that game because there's a new map. And this is what I don't get. Like, these get Call of Duty. Oh, you gotta get the season pass because there's 4 map
We
packs.
mocking these
It's a
people?
fucking map. You're
Wait a
paying
minute.
30, 40 bucks from fucking map. It's not like the zombies, Call of Duty
Bruh.
Zombies, where
It's so much footage of him playing all of the Call of Duty maps when they first came out back in his old days. And now we talk down on those people that pay for that. Come on. Ah.
it's a different game mode, and it's different interactivity and a different story every time you get a DLC. No, it's just a fucking expansion pack. And that's what they're doing with a lot of these games that have multiplayer. They're just tacking on an expansion pack that, quite frankly, I'm not interested in. So in that case,
Wouldn't
I
get
probably
enough
won't
views
be
on it, huh?
checking out a lot of the expansion pack multiplayer DLCs. But if it's story based, I probably will. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right. Next question. Hello, Phil. I was watching.
Yeah, why
some
is
of
it
your
different
old
if it's
videos
zombies?
when you used to rant, and I absolutely love them. Well, I stumbled upon a channel update video of yours that you did more than 2 years ago.
Uh-oh.
And I actually noticed that the word trademark was in the title of this
What?
video. So here's my question. Since people like to make videos that are giving you a bad reputation on YouTube and
Oh.
the internet, and it's your pure hateful content.
Another fucking narrative pushing question.
And will you use the fact that you own a trademark to get rid of those videos and channels? And that's from
Yeah.
Robert Sweet.
Because you own a trade. Now, is this dude like 12 years old? He think if you own a trademark, you can just get everything taken down that might be criticizing it? I think this dude was pretty bad at Metal Gear Solid 2. Take him down. That's like Coca-Cola taking me down if I say Coca-Cola is nasty. I don't know about all that squid. That sounds a little suspicious.
It's not just him that's asked. It's many people over the past several months since I have addressed the negativity.
It sounds like a
I said,
suspicious
Phil,
question.
You have, number one, copyright hold on all the videos
Copyright
you
hold?
upload to YouTube. And number two, you own the trademark on your name. So technically anyone who even uses a video with your content is violating both copyright and trademark law. Why don't you take them down? And the bottom line
These
is
questions fake as
there's
fuck.
different ways to handle negativity. I absolutely right now can get up and stomp my feet and be angry. Oh no, these people are making fun of me.
I can't believe I got. I don't care.
Oh no, and so that's it. I'm gonna take legal action against them.
I like he
And
had to
can
stand
right
up
now
to
pick
do
my
that.
phone, and I can call my lawyer. And I
Call
can
his
say,
lawyer,
"Actually,
by the
these
way."
Motherfuckers put in 100 copyright claims right now and trademark claims against people on YouTube and get them down and fuck this and But that's not really the way to go about it, in my opinion.
Call your lawyer.
All right? As a person who's been around the block,
Get those escort videos taken
it
down.
seems like when you attack negativity with more negativity, it doesn't work. The best way to attack negativity like this is to focus on the positive. The fact that I still have a following on YouTube and Twitch. Despite the fact of all the bullshit that's out there, I still have people who know who I am as a person, who give me the benefit of the doubt, who watch my content and have fun regardless of the fact that there may be, oh no, there's 40 trolls who came in and thumbs down the video. Who
just
gives a
40?
shit? You're still watching the video and enjoying the content, and that's
Wait,
what
they
matters,
enjoy it?
okay? And that's why I'm
I guess
making
technically
content on a
they
daily
can.
basis and pushing forward, and that's it. There's no reason for me to be
No, you
aggressive
dumb
every
bitch, it
video
wasn't
that comes
fraudulent.
out and flagging and all the bullshit. The
That
bottom line
light
is,
switch in the
I
background has seen some shit.
could do
Thank you for
that.
the dollar,
Right now,
spicy-
I could call
spicy
my lawyer
fart.
and I could have a team of people.
Yeah, that
on
light
it.
switch
But the time
is
and
vintage
effort it would
content.
take-
You might not be able to tell because it's 480p. But another hot thing about these old videos is that the wall two different colors behind them. So it's like kind of grayish on one side, and it looked more brown on the other side. It's a very unique background.
versus the fact that these people are just going to continue to do it because they see that they got a rise out
I wonder
of
if he
it.
still got a
It's not
lawyer.
worth my
He
time.
apparently had a
Bottom line is,
lawyer.
That's all it is. People are trying to ride this wave of negativity, not a wave of positivity. It's the antithesis of that, actually, when you think about it. But a couple of years ago, I said, I'm just going to ride this wave of positivity, this wave of success. These people are riding the wave of negativity.
Wave of
all right?
negativity.
'Cause they see it's a fad now. It's popular. And if I address it, and if I do stuff like that, and I do, flagging people, which I could immediately right now.
Oh, yeah,
there's a video
flag
that
'em.
Went up today. I could get it taken down like this. I'm not even kidding you. I could.
You like when people snap into the mic?
But there's no reason to, because I don't care. I'm not going to be petty little like them. I'm not going to be a petty little person. Oh no, I'm so upset about DSP. No, I'm going to make creative content on a daily basis. Push it forward for you and stay positive, and that's all you can do.
I'm balling
The fact
so
that
hard
I'm
like
not
the mayor.
addressing it. It irks these people who make the videos because I'm not getting a rise out of them. Damn. I really wish that he would have made it, addressed it, and then people would have rushed to my video and gave me massive popularity for it. I'm not doing that anymore, and guess what? People are getting
That's what he
pissed
did with
off
the Evil
because they're like,
AJ.
"Damn, I'm making these videos and no one cares anymore." So let these group of people, you know who they are, several thousand idiots, let them continue to make their own content on a daily basis, waste their own fucking time, and circle jerk each other. Because that's all it is. It's a big negativity circle jerk. Of
Are they
a bunch of
milking
miserable
cows?
fucking people who can't make creative content.
Oh, no.
Can't get noticed for anything.
Oh, no.
positive, and so they turn it to the wave of negative. So fuck them. Let them do what they want. I'm not going to waste my time.
Well, as we know, DSP is noticed for doing a lot of positive stuff. He is the guy.
Battles and all this shit to get it taken down. Let them do what they want. And it's eventually going to die out. That's the thing. Once they realize, oh no, I can't get a rise out of Phil anymore.
Phil, by the way.
Poof. It's going to go away. It's going to take some
That
time,
happened.
but it's eventually going to happen. I'm just going to keep pushing forward and doing what I'm doing on a daily basis. It's the only way to attack negativity in life.
All right.
It's
All right, one
salt.
more question, and I'm
oh,
actually
dude,
gonna
this
take
is
a
gonna be
short break.
garbage, right? Salt isn't good.
I agree.
All right. This question is from Sattler96. Sattler96. Okay.
Why did you
And
print
he
these out on
says,
paper like you
"Hey
usually do?
Phil, I want to know how you feel about Ben Affleck being Bruce Wayne or Batman, oh boy, in the next Batman Superman
Well, this question
crossover
stood the
movie
test
coming
of
out in
time.
2015. In my opinion, I don't have a problem with it, and I have faith in him to do it since he's been signed on to be him. Since he's been signed on to be him several more times.
What?
I don't know what that means. I think all the haters are going too far with this when they say that Batman is dead to me, and now they're making internet petitions.
Ben
to
Affleck
try
a
to
pretty
make him
dumb-looking
stop
dude.
being the Batman.
So I can
I
understand.
think that he's matured as an actor since The Town and Argo. I just want to know how you feel about this. Well, first of all, unlike all those insane fanboys, I love Batman. I think he's a great character. I like the Bruce Wayne Batman dichotomy. I've been a fan of the comics. I read the comics at one point. I love the animated show.
Unlike those fanboys, I also like the thing that those fanboys like. I think you might have worded that a little wrong in the start.
Puts out, and I like the movies. So I am a fan of the Batman.
Unlike those fanboys.
You notice, I'm not up in arms. I'm not ripping my shirt like Hulk Hogan.
Resident Evil shirt, by the way.
I'm never going to watch Batman again. All right, listen. First of all.
Listen.
When you see something like this, you have to say a couple things. Take a look at the movie that this is going to be a sequel of. This is actually going to be a sequel to the Man of Steel movie that came out earlier this year. Most people who saw the Man of Steel said that wasn't Superman. This is a weird movie.
About the look,
it's a weird take on the character. It's not the traditional.
Look here! Look, listen!
Original DC Comics Superman. So initially you have to take that with a grain of salt.
Listen.
Oh, so if they're going to be
He says
Batman,
listen so much when he's about to answer a question.
Traditional DC Comics Batman either. It's going to be some reimagining of the
Listen,
character.
and he do the little hand motion.
Now, I do think there are people out there that are just going absolutely nuts because, oh no, it's Ben Affleck. He was in that horrendous Daredevil movie. You know what I mean? And that's left such a nasty, bad taste in everyone's mouth ever since Ben Affleck did Daredevil a decade ago. Because I'll be honest, the movie was terrible. The person who made that movie had no
I need to clip that terrible thing
idea
one
of
day.
what the character was about. Didn't stick to anything in the comics whatsoever.
Somebody here might know what I'm talking about.
Just completely fucking blew it. The movie was garbage, all right? Is that Ben Affleck's fault? I don't think so. I think Ben Affleck was hired to do a role. He did the role he was hired to do. The director told him what to do. He did it. And the movie sucked dick.
Whoops.
So is that Ben Affleck's fault? I don't think so. I would tell you this. I don't think it was his horrible acting that ruined the movie. It was the writing of the movie. The movie was crap. The plot, everything. The script was garbage. Okay?
I should play
now,
his
a
rant
decade
about
later,
the
they signed him
Batman
on to be
movie.
Batman.
Batman versus
He's gonna
Superman, I
ruin the
think.
Batman franchise.
It's
now
such a
for
weird
everyone,
video.
because he's now going to be the new Batman. What I have to say is this. If you remember, way back in the 1980s, when Michael Keaton was signed
You guys remember the 1980s?
Batman and the original Tim Burton Batman movie. Oh my God! You should have seen back then.
If you remember back in the 1980s,
so it was all
I don't
over
know.
the news. People
Let me
were
go back a
making
little
freaking
bit.
Fan clubs of hate.
God damn it, Dave.
He was in Mr. Mom. You can't have Mr. Mom as Batman, and he's not. It's Beetlejuice as Batman. What is this? You know, this is insanity. Absolute insanity. If you want my honest opinion, I actually think that Michael Keaton nailed the Batman character when it comes to the comics.
God damn.
Better than anyone's done yet. Because the way he portrayed the character, he was this crazy, eccentric Bruce Wayne. That's how it was. It was remember, he's really the Batman. He's this hardcore, pissed off person.
If you remember back in the
He's a
1980s,
fighter, and he fights
I'm
people,
sorry, I
and he's
don't.
crazy. He's Daredevil kind of, feats, human feats to stop crime. But his cover is that he's Bruce Wayne. And
Is
the
he
way that
explaining how
Michael
Batman
Keaton
works?
portrayed Bruce Wayne, he's this eccentric
What
billionaire.
the hell
he's
is
into women,
this?
He's boozing, he's this, he's that, he's a little bit crazy because he's rich, he thinks he's invincible, but it was a cover. That wasn't the real person. It was the dichotomy between the Bruce Wayne cover and the Batman reality. All
The
right?
question was
I think he
about-
did it well. And I think
Wait,
it was
the
lost
question
in
was
research.
about Ben Affleck. We getting the law of Batman? Did he tell us that his parents died already?
Switching actors around, they completely lost that. Like, there was no more to split between Bruce Wayne and Batman. They were the one and the same person. And then, of course, you had the Christian Bale Batman. That was a completely different
What
thing.
decade
Yes,
was this?
He did have kind of that cover, okay, but then you get the grunting, tell me where Kent is, and all that
Oh, my
bullshit.
God.
That, like, what the fuck was that about? And I really like the Michael Keaton Batman. I do. So there's a perfect example of someone who you never thought from
Shout
his
out to Michael
previous
Keaton.
experience could do this role. Now, if you're talking about Ben Affleck in particular, I really like Ben Affleck when he's in a movie about Boston.
Boston?
Because he's from Boston. He actually has a Boston accent that he's gotten rid of for the other movies that he's in. And he knows about Boston. He knows about the mentality, the culture of that,
He
that
ducks
area.
in Ben.
And so when he does movies about that, he hits them spot on. The town, boom. He knew exactly what he was doing. He was born for that freaking role.
Boston.
Other movies that people seem to give him credit for, I don't really see it. Like Argo, I don't think he did good acting in that.
Uh-oh.
movie. Honestly, I don't think the role
Pink
needed
Roach's
good
gourmet
acting. I think
opinions.
that any male lead could have done exactly what he did in that movie because that character really didn't have a lot of real You know, there was no diversity in how he had to act. There was no real, like, crazy mood changes or anything. There was no complexity to the character. In fact, it was the supporting cast, if anything, that I think made that movie what it was. He was just there as a placeholder. So for someone to oh, I saw Argo, he was amazing. Like,
what?
What movie did you watch? He didn't even do much acting in that movie. It was him just going through the motions.
People are like, Argo was amazing, Phil.
Guess what? Wrong.
That was his response.
Unfolded around him.
You're wrong.
I'm on the fence. Will he do it? I'm not a hater of
Not a
Ben
hater,
Affleck.
by the
I don't
way.
think, oh, he's horrible and he's going to ruin the movie. At the same time, I'm not 100% convinced he can do a good job. I think he's kind of in that Michael Keaton position, all right? He's got a body of work. Some people love it. Some people hate it. Or is he going to do a good job in this role? And it's all going to depend on, ultimately, the script. What is the script?
They should have got him to write it. He wrote Project 7, by the way. All the funny parts.
So don't flip out about, Ben Affleck or any actor being in a particular role, all right? Take it with a grain of salt and understand from what they've done in the past, it may become something else. We'll have to see. Honestly, I didn't see Man of Steel. Until I see it, I can't give you a judgment on what I think the movie was or how, this is going to happen with the Batman-Superman.
Yeah, he fucking hated Batman versus Superman.
Right. So that's it for part 1.
And I'm sure he hated other movies more than that. He really acted his ass up in that video.
And come back. We're gonna
it's a very weird day video.
To get to, okay. If you're watching this on Twitch TV, just stick around. I'll be back.
Hey, I'm watching on Twitch TV.
Watching this on YouTube. Head over to part 2, which should be live shortly, or is live already. All right. So
sounds good.
I'll be right back. Stick around.
Nice machinima thing. That's nice.
No!
Mail, motherfucker.
Wait, what the name of this one is? Woman in Games. Oh boy, we're gonna get a Boogie opinion probably for that one. Dealing with loss, so ad revenue, and cyberbullying. So, what the black dudes at the arcade?
Okay, everybody, welcome back. This is part 2 of Ask the King, episode 37 for October 3rd, 2013. Let's get right back into it because I've got a ton of questions to answer.
No,
okay?
you dumb bitch. It
Hello,
wasn't
Phil.
fraudulent.
How do you feel about cyberbullying?
All right, next
I'm
question.
balling so
God.
hard like the Waynes.
What
I'm balling
for?
so hard like the Waynes. I'm balling so hard
Wait
like
a
the
minute.
Waynes. I'm balling so hard like the Waynes. Yeah, yeah. Hashtag Glowgong.
Does part 3 of this not exist? I'm gonna have to specially try to find it. This shit might not exist. I see part 2. Then I see part 4. And part 4 is suspiciously 42 minutes long. What's going on here? Wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Also, Matthew Santoro's still alive.
Is from Trin.
Think of it $1.
Might be pronounced Trin.
Balling so hard like the Waynes.
Hello, Phil.
Oh yeah, like
I
a
remember
Batman.
you actually talked about having a business degree.
Business
and
degree.
working in a business-related setting in your previous job.
I like
My
how this
question
video is
what ultimately
720p,
inspired
but
you
it
to
looked
pursue
blurry.
Business? Have you considered any
Hold
other
on.
paths besides business, or did you always thought that business was the right choice to go?
Snort?
That's a funny question. I have talked about this in the past, but it's been years since I had a question like this. So I'm going to go ahead and answer it, because I think I have a lot of viewers, obviously, now who weren't following me back then. Maybe
No,
When I was going to college, the biggest thing at the time, now keep in mind, this was over a decade ago.
Over a decade ago.
Was computer science. Yes, it was all about IT, computer science, being able to code. It was the big thing at the time, all right? In fact, this was before the bubble burst on the whole Silicon Valley.
Oh,
thing.
no.
All the tech stocks and everything were insanely high priced.
The dot-com bubble.
You got to go into computer science if you want to make money.
Nice, Snort.
So I was looking at all the colleges around my area. I looked at different ones. Boston College. I actually looked at some local state colleges, and then there was this local college called Fairfield University, very highly rated in Connecticut.
You should have got a job at IBM.
And, it turns out that I got a few scholarships. I was a very good student.
Very good student, by the way.
Scholarship offers from several different colleges. And one of the ones that gave me a really good offer was Fairfield University. And ultimately I accepted it because I wanted to stay closer to home.
Remember, you guys, these jobs wasn't a good line of work because the bubble burst. That's why I decided to be a Let's Player.
In case anything happened with my parents. But I wanted the fact that
I'm
I could
balling
be
so
away,
hard
living in
like the
college,
mayor.
but also be close to home. So I went to Fairfield U.
Shout out to Fairfield
I
University.
actually started out as a computer science major. This is what, I figured, I wanted to do. 'Cause it was
Spoiler
fun.
alert, it's everybody else's fault. He was trying to do computer science. He didn't want to do it. Those fucking assholes got him to do it.
And to make money at a job. And unfortunately, I hate to say this, but Fairfield University is one of those colleges that likes to say it's diverse. They love to say that.
Uh-oh.
But when you really look at the curriculum, you find out they're not. Yeah, they
Not
have a
enough
computer
Italians?
science program, but it's awful. The teachers that they have aren't even teachers. These are guys who were in the industry, so they're really good at coding.
Oh,
you
is
know,
this
they're good at
mean?
doing the work, doing the coding, but they can't teach how to fucking do it to save their fucking
Yeah.
life.
He still talk about this one teacher, by the way. He never gave the name for him, I think. But he fucking hate one of the teachers he had from back then because they couldn't teach. It's not that he couldn't learn. They just couldn't teach. They got a job being a teacher, though, somehow. It's kind of weird.
So it's not just that. There were other subjects, too, that they had that were similar. Do this for your major. And people would go there and be like, this is terrible. The teachers are awful. So this particular teacher that I had for the first 2 years where I was going to do computer science, I was forced to have this guy, could not teach for a lick. He would
That is the same
literally
dude that docks nuns, but he can't even half dox the teacher that he's been hating for years, by the way. In 2018, he still complains about this fucking teacher. But he remembered the nuns that he had in the third grade.
He would teach you a lesson, then he would give you an assignment to do for homework, and you had to do it for the next week. You would go home and realize he didn't teach you how to do half the shit you need to know how to do the assignment, because he's just a terrible teacher, and he didn't even realize that he didn't teach it to you, all right? So you'd end up having to try to learn all of the curriculum by yourself, which is impossible. When you're doing something that you don't understand, how can you learn it for yourself, all right?
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What is this quote?
Try to learn all of the curriculum by yourself, which is impossible. When you're doing something that you don't understand, how can you learn it for yourself?
What?
All right? So I was barely, getting by in this course to the point where I got in the teacher's face one day and told him,
He
you don't know how to
fussed at
teach.
the teacher.
You don't. You're awful. And, he got all red in the face. He almost looked like he was going to
Whoa.
cry. Because apparently no one ever confronted him about
Big
it.
alpha male
And
Dave
unfortunately, I
making
started
grown
asking the
men
other
cry.
And, he got all red in the face. He almost looked like he was going to cry. Because apparently no one ever confronted him about it before. And unfortunately, I started asking the other students, I was like, how are you getting by? And they said, oh, well, we already had previous education. In our high schools, we had like a basics of coding, basics of Java, basics of this and that. So we have a foundation. We already know how to do the basics. That's how...
How did they get the basics? Because you can't learn anything if a teacher don't teach you how to learn it. So how do these other book smart nerds, how did they already have the basics?
Get him out of
I
here!
don't know.
for knowing how to do everything. And I'm like, I never had that. So how the fuck am I supposed to pass? And they basically said, you're not
gonna pass.
So I was shocked because here I am at a college. I got a scholarship for this college, and the computer science program was utter shit. And so I was forced to change majors, and I went back from computer science to undeclared. So finally I wised up. I said this was a bad approach. I should have done research to see what this college is supposedly good at. And after doing research, I found out their business school was like highly
you don't,
Oh
bitch.
boy,
You're
business
struggling.
school.
And so I went to the business school.
I'll take researching for class in the library for 110.
Business school. Oh boy, that worked out. That fucking worked out.
What my major was going to be. Eventually went into finance.
But thank you for the
And
dollar.
You know the story
Again,
from there.
dollars.
I never used it because unfortunately
He couldn't learn in
finance,
his spare
you
time,
don't
dude.
hire anyone unless you know someone. I don't know anyone. I'm not on the insiders list. It seems like no matter what I do, honestly, no matter what I do, since I'm not in the good old boys club and I don't know people, I get shunned. So I got a finance major, got a finance degree,
Triple
got
H
out of
and Shawn
college.
Michaels.
No one would give me the time of day whatsoever. No one. I would
You need to
apply
be
for
part of a
jobs,
clique?
didn't even get a call. They didn't care. Because they didn't, those jobs are all going to the people who knew someone. Oh, your son just graduated with a finance degree? Have him come to my firm and he'll do this and
Randy
that.
Orton?
And I didn't know anyone. I couldn't get my foot in the door. Now, here we are years later doing something completely different. Isn't it funny?
Uh-oh.
Gee, I'm trying to get my foot in the door in the convention scene. I would like to go to conventions
Wait,
like
what?
MagFest and PAX East and all that. But guess what? I'm not in the good old boys club. I don't know anyone. And since I'm not...
He had a panel at a convention. His popularity went down. That's why he didn't get to do more. What the hell is he talking about? And then he was being picky too because he didn't want to he didn't want to have certain travel plans, and he didn't want to do conventions if they couldn't give him this setup as opposed to another setup and all kind of shit. And he gonna make it seem like it's because he not behind the scenes sucking dick. That's why he didn't get his own panels. That's why. So you know those best friends player, whatever the fuck they called, and that angry nerd dude or whatever he is? Those assholes were sucking dick behind the scenes. That's how they always got panels, not because they're popular. Dave should have got those panels. He deserved it. Sounds good to me.
Not toe-to-toe friendly with the people in the industry.
the angry
No panel for
nerd.
you, no vendor table for you, nothing. It's like, what the fuck? How is it
It's my
that
favorite YouTuber.
every industry becomes like this? It eventually just becomes the good old boys club, and it's all about who you know, not what you know. It's ridiculous. And, you know, it happens everywhere I go at this point in my life.
Sounded
and,
like it was a
I guess
fake
it's an
YouTuber.
inevitability that it will happen.
I guarantee you it was a dude named the Angry Nerd.
All right, so that's what happened with me in my college experience, okay? And
The
business. my
fucking
history of
boys
business.
club.
The next question
Ah.
is from Maddie the Zombie, and this is a good one. I specifically picked this one out because I thought it was quite
Oh,
pertinent,
boy.
Okay? So this
What
question
narrative
is
we
from
gonna
Maddie
push
the
now?
Zombie, and she asks, hi Phil, I'm
Oh.
a female gamer.
She
and
has
I've been playing
boobs.
video games almost my whole life.
Congratulations.
I recently read a statistic on Entertainment Software Association
Oh.
website that 45% of all gamers now
Oh.
are female, and that that number is steadily increasing. Now,
Wait a
to
minute.
clarify-
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that young people that just happen to be born as a female also do what other young people do? Huh. It shocks me. I would have never guessed.
That number, I know, I'm familiar with that number. They're basing on all of gaming. So they're actually counting
Let me
mobile
tap my
games.
phone.
So of course, anyone who owns a smartphone or whatever is playing mobile games, they're considering you a gamer, and that's what's bringing that statistic way up, all right? But I get her
Wait a
point.
minute.
She's
How
saying
does he
there's
know
more
this? I don't know. I guess he do. He behind the scenes.
female gamers than ever before. Keep in mind that doesn't mean hardcore gamers. Mean
Isn't that the
playing
case? Wouldn't the
consoles and everything.
percentage be like 90% of humans play video games at that point then? Everybody done did something on their phone when they was bored. Come on. Oh well. They all playing Hearthstone on the phone.
The point's still valid, okay? So her question is this. She says, do you think that with this growing female demographic, that the video game industry will start producing games that cater more to a female
Oh, yeah.
audience? Such as
That
making more
happened.
games with female protagonists. Thanks for reading my question. First of all, what I want to say
All
is
those
this.
games
I
made by the
feel
Blue House.
that since the 1990s, the gaming industry has come a long, long way from being just a male-dominated
Here we
industry.
go.
And let me give you some perspective. Back in the 1990s, what were the biggest games? Mortal Kombat, where all the girls had giant tits, where it was all about ripping arms and blood squirting everywhere.
Girls don't like blood?
Duke Nukem, where an entire game was based off of this chauvinistic.
Chauvinistic?
Your ass or your ass, your face. What's the difference?
Mortal Kombat is
Titties,
chauvinistic?
nudity, and shit like that, and that was popular. Like that was the.
He
big
could have at
shit
least
of the
said Duke
time,
Nukem.
Was the very chauvinistic, male, testosterone-filled kind of stuff.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that stuff doesn't exist today. You still got your Call of Duty. You still got that kind of stuff that exists. I mean, hell, Grand Theft Auto, let's be honest. A lot of the stuff in Grand Theft Auto, very chauvinistic. very
Chauvinistic.
anti-female,
Anti-female.
right? However,
If she
we've come
breathes,
long
she's a
way.
thought.
You've got games
That's what
now
GTA
that are
taught
coming
us.
out with strong female protagonists that don't need to have giant heaving tits and they're only there for sex appeal. All right? You've got lots of games where you have the choice to either play as a
Chauvinistic.
male or female character at the beginning. Take a look at Saints Row. Take a look at a lot of the RPGs.
yeah, take a
that
look
have
at
been
Saints
coming
Row,
out.
a
And you've
dead
got
series
Mass
now.
Effect, where you can actually be the female lead and the female.
And the
voice
last
actor,
game they made
prominent
was just
woman with
complete
nose,
nonsense.
And she can actually be as well renowned and as recognized
What was the
as
name
the
of that
male
game?
version of Shepard. Okay?
Fake Saints Row
So in
made
that
by
regard,
Saints Row
we made
people.
some progress. Now, unfortunately, there's
Yeah,
still
that-
this
that shit.
Bitch, it wasn't
male-dominated
fraudulent.
stereotype. For example, all right,
It's
sure,
simple.
in Mass
We
Effect,
kill
you
the
could be male or
bot
female, but why is it that every time you get a
Bot
box for Mass Effect, it shows the male Shepard and not the female Shepard? And lots of things in that regard.
Wait a
Lots of
minute, is
games
Mass
have
Effect sexist?
regard, we've made some progress. Now, unfortunately, there's still this male-dominated stereotype. So, for example, all right, sure, in Mass Effect you could be male or female, but why is it that every time that you get a box for Mass Effect, it shows the male Shepard and not the female Shepard?
I mean, I think people would be confused if you looked at art for the game, and one picture it showed a dude and it was like, that's Shepard, and another picture it showed a chick and it was like, that's Shepard. That's just me, I guess. But there you go. Mass Effect sexist. Sounds good. Sounds good. And it's not.
And lots of things in that regard. A lot of these games that have the female protagonist, they still end up having this kind of.
That's why they made the
sexist
girl
kind
so
of
ugly
vibe
in
to it a lot of
Andromeda,
cases.
the
Now,
default one.
Take a look at some games
Sexist
that have come
fucking
out
game.
recently, or that are going to Beyond Two Souls. Looks like Ellen Page is going to be an insanely strong female lead character. She's
Too
tough,
bad
she's
Beyond Two
badass,
Souls
but
is
by the
kinda
way,
balls.
She's not a fucking sex pot.
She's
character.
not a
She
sex
seems to be
pot.
A normal woman. Holy shit! A novel concept. There's a normal.
Wait a
woman.
minute, you mean to tell me normal women can't be attractive as well? But I thought Kat looked like a supermodel.
Guess what? Wrong. Earlier this year, we had Tomb Raider, the reboot, where they rebooted it, where Lara Croft didn't have insanely huge fucking tits and ass hanging out. She
Ass.
was a normal kind of young woman who was a very strong
Normal women can't have big boobs, by the way. Double confirmed.
character. And I think we're headed in the right direction where people are creating more artistic games, games that appeal to a wider audience rather than only saying, well, you know, it's a
I never see
male-dominated
normal
industry, so
chicks
fuck
with
it,
big
just throw in
boobs in
some
Walmart
tits, throw
and
in
shit.
some
They don't
fucking,
exist.
You know, some sex, throw in some guns blazing, throw in ripping body parts, and that's what guys want. I think people are realizing that games can be considered more of a work of art now than ever
fucking
before.
gay
You can
work of
create
art
these
shit.
Crazy artistic experiences out of an interactive medium.
And then when a
like
game is
video
nonsense,
games. And that's
people
a
say
great
it's just
thing.
a video
I think we're headed in
game.
the right
And
direction.
then when the game
I
is
still think
some
we've got a
fucking
long
hipster
way to
shit,
go.
oh, it's a fuck.
But I
Video
think
games
we
are
headed
fucking
in the
work
right
of art.
direction overall, and we need to keep pushing in
I
that
hate-
direction.
I hate it
and
so
when you see
much.
stupid shit like, oh, look, this game is all about tits and ass, and you
What
know,
game is about tits
kind
and
of
ass?
Call their bullshit bluff and say, why is it like this? You know what I mean? Why couldn't there be a strong female character in this game? Why can't we have more realistic women in our games instead of all this nonsense?
Yeah, make them all flat.
And it's also time for us to stop it with this male-dominated kind of mentality when it comes to competitive video games. Why is it that when it comes to competitive FPS games, when it comes to competitive Street Fighter and fighting games, that there's this heavy male domination? It's like,
Is that why
girl
so
wants
much
to play.
trans people that play Street Fighter and shit
It's
now?
all about sexism. We had a reality show for fighting games, what was it, a year and a half ago, where one of the guys
Maybe.
who was supposed to be the coaches was just bombarding
Just
the
force
female
it.
contestant with negative sexist stuff. This shit needs to stop, all right?
This pandering.
Women belong on this fucking planet just as much so as
Holy
men.
shit, this
it's time for men
pandering.
to stop grandstanding and acting like they're better than everyone else, because they're fucking not. And people need to realize that we are equals and that we should be treated equally. And when it comes to video games, when it comes to anything on this planet, women should be treated equally, and I think we are headed in that direction, at least when it comes to the games in the gaming industry developing games.
All right.
Okay?
Sounds good to me.
All right. The next question is from
Thank you for the
Master
question,
of
totally real
Awesomeness.
girl.
And Master of Awesomeness asks, Phil, what are your thoughts on reviewers who use feminism and political
What the
correctness
fuck is this
in their
episode of
reviews?
Ask the
For
King?
example, Carolyn
Bruh,
Pettit.
this whole thing has been about politics in some form. Now we on like gender politics and gaming bullshit. Good lord.
Of GameSpot gave Grand Theft Auto 5 a 9 out of 10, but specifically cited that she took
He
a
would
point
not
off
answer
because
any
the
of
game
these
is
questions
misogynistic.
nowadays.
Wow, what two questions to ask back to back. So as I said,
All right,
we are
let me
currently
hear these again.
10, but Carolyn Pettit of GameSpot gave Grand Theft Auto 5 a 9 out of 10, but specifically cited that she took a point off because the game is misogynistic.
That's fucking stupid.
Wow, what two questions to ask back to back. So as I said, we are currently in a situation in the gaming industry where games are going in the right direction.
I mean, let's
They
be
are
honest here. It's like if a dude played Tomb Raider and take a point off because you can't be a dude in it. It's kind of weird. Oh well.
necessarily gotten to there yet.
The question
And we have
is,
a female reviewer.
the real
Completely
question
different.
is, did this actually even happen? Because he don't look any of this up. He just take it from what other people and go with it. That's why he has so much weird opinions about Minecraft back in the day. And then later on, he blamed it on the people that asked him questions about it. So who even knows if this really happened? It might have really happened, but who fucking knows? I don't know. And he don't know. But there you go. He'll go with it anyway.
Grand Theft Auto 5 loved the game. She loved the game, the content, everything, but she thought that
GTA
there was a
5 don't
lot of
deserve a
sexist,
10 anyway, so
misogynist
fuck it.
content in it, and she actually punished the game and took a whole point off of her review to do that. What do I think of that? First of all, she's a reviewer. She can do whatever she wants.
What about
right?
Duke Nukem
However,
Forever?
as I've said over the past 2 years, reviewers need to step up and start realizing that their reviews are read by a lot of
Now, wait just a minute. Wait a minute. What year did Duke Nukem Forever come out? Whatever year Duke Nukem Forever came out, some chick reviewed the game, and he made it a point to complain about how she was too young to review the game. Okay, so within 2 years, I guess he turned into an ally. He made it a point to criticize how she was too young to review the game and how she didn't deserve to review it because she didn't play the other games. And she complained about it being sexist this and misogynist whatever and all of that shit. And he hated it. He hated it. He pretty much wanted like a 40-year-old reviewer that played all the other games like him. And 2 years later, he like, well, it's a reviewer. She should be able to do whatever she want to do. Sounds good to me.
people, and that when you are in the mainstream, she's GameSpot, one of the two major gaming websites.
And
out
obviously,
there.
we need to save Duke Nukem Forever and make sure it has a good history. We want people to look at the game 20 years from now and say, man, that game was pretty fucking good. GTA 5 doesn't deserve to get saved. Take a point off it. Too misogynist whatever, too anti whatever. We can't play as a lady. Take a point off it. It's cool with me. Duke Nukem Forever. Wait a minute. Should have gave the game a higher score. You fucking young kid.
If you're gonna make
Should have gave it to somebody else to review. The wrong person reviewed GTA 5. They should re-review it.
Something like that. That's why you're doing it. I think the way she approached it was
Oh.
correct. If it really bugged her so much that
She reviewed it correctly,
and she had to have a negative for it, take the point off your review, but call it out. She did. She did it the right way. She could have just said 9 out of 10 and not explained the reason why she took the point off, and that would have been completely irresponsible of her.
She reviewed it correctly.
She did it the right way. Now, do I agree with her necessarily? Probably not. In my opinion, first of all, I have a completely different perspective.
You should have did a rant
I'm not
video about it,
Buffalo
like with Duke Nukem
so I
Forever.
don't know. Playing the game as a male, I don't know if something might have been particularly offensive to females in the game. I can tell you this: where were the strong female characters in the game?
On the corner?
No, I don't think there was one. At least in like Grand Theft Auto 4, you had Elizabeth,
Who?
who was a supporting character. Yeah, she was evil, like most of the people in that game, but she was a very strong female character in that game. In this game, like,
Was she
who
a sex
there
pot?
really? When you're thinking about the course of the game, I don't know, the assistant Molly. I mean, and even then, she's gone after a few missions. Like, you have 3 characters. Why are they all male? Why can't you have a woman in there who's involved in this stuff? You know what I mean? So I can see the point of Maddie the zombie he's making. Here you go. Here's a game in this day and age. It's all about men. It's about sex. It's about guns. It's about this and that. Why is there nothing with a strong female?
Yes, Grand Theft Auto should have a strong female lead.
Worse.
That'll fucking work out.
In a review setting, is the game worse because it didn't have positive reinforcement of female?
That'll totally work out.
Female character. Personally, I don't think so. I don't think it makes it any worse. It just makes it different. So it's going to be to your personal taste. Carolyn had the right to dock the game a point as long as she called it out. She called it out correctly, so you can read her review with a grain of salt and say, maybe I don't feel that same way. All right, so for you, you're going to add that point back, and really the score's a 10.
What? Okay.
So that's the way you got to read reviews.
There you
It all
go.
depends. I think the people who are up in arms about that are people who don't know how to judge fucking reviews properly. You just read the number and that's it. Oh, 9? That's wrong. No, you can't do that. You say 9.
You guys need to be better at reviewing reviews. You need to read a review and review the review. And then determine if that review is actually valid in your world or not. And if you complain about it, you didn't analyze the review correctly. Oh my
You
lord.
actually read the fucking review to understand why it was 9, and that's what people are so.
I thought
crazy
gaming
about.
was
Read
supposed
the
to be
fucking review,
about fun.
and that's why all this controversy happened.
That was about weird political shit, and
All
we
right,
gotta
next
review
question
reviews now.
Is from Calm Before the
Wait a
Storm.
minute, as a matter of fact,
Right.
in order to fully understand the review, you gotta read the whole review, think about the review, post reading, possibly watch the video of the review, if the review has a video, find the Twitter account of the person that wrote the review, and see if they are blue hair or not. Then after that, dox the person that wrote the review, see if they went to a good school and if they graduated all of their classes and didn't like shoot up drugs or something. Then after all of that, if you agree with everything, then you can agree with the review. Sounds good? Sounds good.
Now, he asks, this is a good question, because people have actually bringing
That's
this
how
up
it is
as
to be a
point,
gamer in current,
okay?
yeah.
Obviously.
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 Sounds good to me.
Sounds good.
Calm before the storm. Here we go. Hey Phil, did you know that in Dark Souls 2?
Oh my God.
Uh-oh. Oh boy, Dark Souls 2.
Dark
A
Souls.
new gameplay change has been made where summoned phantoms have a limited amount of time to be in another player's world. Not only that, but every time a summoned phantom kills an enemy in that world, the timer is shortened. My question is, with this change in mind, will you still be playing Dark Souls 2? And what are your thoughts on this change? I ask because in your Dark Souls playthrough, you had the help of your fans from
Whoops.
the game, and now in Dark Souls 2, you can summon people you summon won't be able to stick around for very long or help much in killing enemies. I really want your opinion on this change. All right.
Don't worry, it was just a
First of
tour of
all,
Dark
what I have
Souls.
to
He did a
say
redemption run since then.
My Dark Souls playthrough was an anomaly because this was a game that had been
We get
out
to hear about how DSP is special. His playthrough was an anomaly. Ah,
for years. I was famous, infamous, whatever you want to say.
Famous, by the way.
Because I tried to play the game originally and I quit it because I thought it was too fucking difficult. All right. If you remember when I was
No, you
playing
dumb
Dark
bitch, it
Souls,
wasn't
he is so
Problem?
special.
I didn't have people constantly.
Dark said a file is an SJW soy blue hair. I feel like this is all some kind of grandstanding, thoughtful face. You
Thoughtful
can never tell with
face.
this guy and his constant change of opinions. Feel like Dave would be the type of guy to make fun of a trans player in Evo. Thoughtful face.
Thoughtful face. Oh, he definitely would. He, well, a lot of other people make fun of this person. But he made fun of, I always bring this up and never fucking look the video up. What was that shit? Just Call Me Kalen, I think it was. He made fun of that when that was a thing back in the day. So that was exciting. It's weird because I don't know, maybe it depends on who asked the question. Because this person sent the question and they're like, me as a girl, I think this. And they give them one answer. And then you got other times they'll be like, oh, what do you think about all of these fucking feminists? You'd be like, fuck them. And then a year later, you're like, well, you need strong women leads in video games. I don't know. Maybe I guess you could hate feminists and want strong female leads in games like Grand Theft Auto. Obviously, that's what the series is about, strong female leads. I don't think that's true.
Guess what? Wrong.
Think of it, $1. Sony. Why would Sony give me $1?
Invading me.
It's about
I didn't have to
PlayStation
fight
4 Pro.
invaders all the time. When I was playing the game when it was new, basically what people were doing was just exploring the game for themselves. And then later on, as people played the game for years, they got the
The
best
game had a
equipment, they
strategy
got the
guide day
trolling
one.
equipment so they could invade people's games and fuck with them. That's really when the game got out of control. Okay? So, when I played Dark Souls 2, obviously, I'm a target. Everyone knows it. Everyone's going to be like, I want to invade Phil. I want to kill him. All right? I'm going to take it this way. This is the way I'm going to approach it. I'm going to play the game as if it were a new game, and I'm going to play it, and if people invade, they invade. I'll try to fight them, whatever.
Oh, yeah.
If it comes to the point where it's unbearable, where I can't even progress because I'm getting so many people invading me to the point where, like, it's just me fighting people all the time and people trolling me, there's this thing called the Ethernet cord that I will then disconnect from the fucking back of my system, and I will just play the game offline. And if I have to do it, I have to do it, all right? Now, the thing is, people say, oh, Phil got carried through Dark Souls. Absolutely. I 100% admit that people
I
think they
think
dropped
he
good
said that
moves,
like
I did weapons that
4chan
I
was
could
trying to
just
invade
direct
him or
the game.
something.
Keep in mind,
For
I
Dark
had played
Souls
the game
2.
for 2 years. I was in a position in the game where I would.
But it's alright though. To quote him, he butt fucked 4chan.
Just to get my sword repaired and get back.
So
to
he
where I was,
he ended up
alright?
victorious.
And if I didn't have help, I would have never been able to play the game again without significant amounts of suffering and boring content of me just grinding to try to get back to where I was. I don't think anyone wanted to see that. I think that one of the biggest reasons why people jumped in and watched the playthrough was because they wanted to see
What
the
a high
rest in
quote.
the game. And
I
see the
butt
rest of the
fucked
game,
4chan.
okay? So all that being said, I'm playing Dark Souls 2.
DSP takes everybody
I'm trying to play
down.
it
Even
legit.
4chan
I don't
can't
think
fuck with him.
invasions, like launch week will be too much of a problem. If I'm wrong and they do and they become a massive problem, I'll unplug it and play the game that way. It's that simple. I always have that capability, and I'll do it if I have to do it. Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, next question is from Lewis.
Shout out
He
to
says,
Lewis.
Hey,
Hey,
Phil.
Phil.
Unfortunately, this past weekend, one of my good friends who was 18 was killed in a fatal car
Lewis,
accident.
what are you doing? Lewis, what the fuck are you doing?
I was just wondering how you cope with someone that you know that's died, whether it be through old age or some kind of a shocking event like this one. Thank you, and please keep my friend Michael in your thoughts. And prayers.
Lewis, what the fuck are you doing?
Lewis, first of all, obviously I want to say I'm
Shout out
sorry
to
for your
Michael.
loss. I can empathize because I've been there. When I was actually in high school, my very close friend T. Carter, who was kind of like
Black
my
dude, by the
rival
way.
Street Fighter, one of the local players who always was like, it was me and him at the top duking it out. Was
Bullshit.
murdered.
You went at the
And,
top of
I
nothing.
still,
Get out
to
of
this
here.
day, I still feel
At
that
the top.
loss. You know, it never really, if it's a good friend of yours or a family member, it's never going to go away. You know what I mean? Like, you're always going to feel that absence of that person. And who knows, if my friend was still alive today, what difference my life would have taken with Street Fighter if I always had this high-level person to play against. I might have gotten better at Street Fighter. I might have been one of the top players.
Wait a minute. So it's his dead friend's fault that he got killed. It's his fault that DSP didn't turn into being a better Street Fighter player. It's his fault because he died. DSP ended up getting 4th place at EVO. If he would have lived, DSP could have trained with him. And he obviously would have did better at Street Fighter later on in life. Well, fucking obviously.
Permanently, I could have been like a Justin Wong.
What kind of
but, you know,
thing
life
is
does
this
what
to
it
say?
does, and it is what it is, and what happens happens. What I can say is this: the way to
King of
approach
suffering.
it, yes, there's going to be sadness, and yes, it's perfectly okay to feel sad and to cry about it. All right, I mean, you got to get it out. However, what I want you to do is think about your friend, and think about
How you could have been better at Street
how
Fighter?
would he have wanted you to live your life? Would he have wanted you to just be moping and crying about his loss, you know what I mean? Or would he want you to move ahead positively and do good things? Obviously, your friend doesn't want you to just break down and fall apart because he's not there anymore.
How do you know that?
If he was there, he would want you to succeed in life and do positive things, and obviously, he still does. So, the best way to approach it is you're going to be sad, you're always going to have this feeling of emptiness, but in my opinion, to push forward positively and always keep in mind, always remember him, the memory of him, and maybe even do something in your life as like as a dedication to him. So, for example, my friend T, when he was lost, I really did kind of rededicate myself to Street Fighter, and that was when I started competitive.
Well, didn't he
Street Fighter
fucking make T proud? Obviously he did.
in his memory. And I really would like to say that to this day, all the things that I ever did in competitive Street Fighter, the tournaments that I've won, was in his honor.
Oh yeah, 4th
And,
place in
and
his
I was
honor. He's so
happy.
proud of you.
And so for your friend, maybe there's something that you might want to do.
And
in your
crying
life,
online
that
every time you play the
dedicate to
game.
him, and that way you'll always have a reminder of him, and you won't forget.
All right.
I don't play games for fun, dude.
Okay.
I don't smile, man. I got nothing to smile about in life.
No, I'm not tearing up. How dare you say that? How dare you? I know you're saying that. How dare
Crying,
you?
by the way.
Got some serious questions this time.
R.I.P. Black dude. Feels bad, man.
It's perfectly okay for a grown man to tear up when it's a serious question. All right. Okay. All right. Up next, from Destiny ZX1, who I believe also goes as MG Mega Man or something like that on YouTube.
I know
he
that
says,
name.
This is actually one of the hardest questions I've ever done. Oh God, I'm gonna cry again.
About cyberbullying, I guess.
All right, let's do it. But I want your thoughts on it. I don't know if you covered anything about bullying, but I wish to ask you about it. What are your thoughts on other YouTubers whose ignorance and stupidity allow their
No, you
fans
dumb
or
bitch, it
either
wasn't from you.
themselves to attack others for the sake of
My dead friend would want
Wait
me
a
to
minute.
be joyful and get money. #GlowGang.
Glow Gang. Get him out of here.
Get him out of here. Thank you for the dollars.
you about it. What are your thoughts on other YouTubers whose ignorance and stupidity allow their fans or either themselves to attack others for the sake of proving their superiority? Also, I ask this, would you condone your fans if they ever bully someone because of anything? I need to know, because I've been bullied myself by some well-known people. I hope to hear from you, and I hope that you take the time to answer. I want to hear what you think on the matter, okay? Oh boy, here we go again. first thing that I want to say is
What was that
answer this-
clip? I want you to find his PSN and spam the shit out of him until he can't do anything on the internet.
Fraudulent.
I think that was it.
What an absolute terrible friend. Who would do this to someone they would call a friend? Imagine if your friend did that, a terrible human. What
I knew
friend
it was gonna
dying
go to
need
this.
You to become bad at SF. Could have gotten first place at Evo.
Yeah, what kind of friend would die? He should have stayed alive so he could teach DSP how to be better at Street Fighter. And what was it? It was another thing I played a couple of weeks ago for that meme stream, where he was like, "I hope he has a fucking Twitter and everyone fucks with him and kicks him offline," or some weird shit like that. But I can't wait for him to tell us that he would never get his fans to bully somebody.
second question first, because I think there is a misconception, and I think there has always been a misconception about me and the things that I say, and the reason that I say it. When I speak out against something, whether it's a person, whether it's a review, whether it's an act that's going through Congress, whether it's anything that I say, listen, I gotta alert you guys to something negative, and I hate doing that, but I have to every once in a while. The reason I do it is for informational purposes, so that you don't
There
make
you
a
go.
mistake.
It's informative
judge
bullying.
What's going on, or that something real negative happens that will negatively affect everyone. I'm trying to inform you of what my perception is of the truth. Okay? So, if I say I don't like this particular reviewer, I'm telling you that because I want you to understand that when he reviews things, he may be doing a poor job, and you don't want to judge entire games based off of his reviews. That's the reason I'm doing it. I'm not doing it so that you'll now take that and you form a mob with your pitchforks and torches like you're going after the Frankenstein's monster, and you head over to this guy and you harass him on Twitter, and you harass his email, and you harass his reviews, and you harass. That's not why I do it. And unfortunately, I do know that when I do speak of things in a negative light, that happens. All right? I'm going to be honest.
So confirm whenever he shit talk people, that's his way of saying to not support them at all. And even if you pay attention to what they're doing, don't take it seriously. Well, that sounds fucking good to me.
You remember,
at least we know that now.
You know, what was it, a month, 2 months ago at this point? I don't even know because I haven't been focusing on it. I made a video specifically addressing the negativity about me on the internet, and I called out a particular person in that video, and I had to. I didn't want to. I ignored the subject.
3K Lemon?
But because this particular person had said things about me that were untrue, people had used this as
Yep.
wow,
Nelly
this is their
Furtado with the
credence for
computer.
starting
That's what
this
we're talking about.
anti-DSP campaign. Well, I'm going to be honest. There are
He's scared to
people
say
out
his
there
name now,
who watched my
again,
video,
though.
and they said that's a horrible thing to do to DSP. And they said, well, okay, now I know the whole situation. Then there were other people who did it completely the wrong way and said, what? Well, fuck that guy. Let's get him. They went
Get
to
him outta
Twitter
here.
And they attacked him. And they went to Twitch TV and they attacked him. And they
Bruh,
went on his Facebook and
He
attacked him.
literally told people to go to people Twitter and fuck with him. Ah. Whatever.
Attacked him and they attacked him and they attacked him. He was getting
Whatever.
death threats. That's not
That's
right.
not right.
All right?
It's not.
Okay? And so I think that when you get to have a following anywhere, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitch, whether it's Twitter, whenever you have this social media and you realize that there are people who support you and they're going to be angry when they find out that people are attacking you, you have to do it responsibly.
Yeah, bust
And
at 'em.
I probably admit I should have in that video specifically said I don't want you to go do these negative things to anyone that I'm talking about because that's not
Oh,
right.
yeah.
Because to bully the bullies,
Bully hunter?
you're basically being the same as them. Well, it doesn't make you any
Yeah,
better
bully
to
hunters.
bully the bullies, all right? So, no, I do not condone whatsoever anyone whatsoever who watches anything that I say and then they use that as the fuel for them to go do negative, nasty shit, attacks, threats. That's fucking wrong. I'll tell you right now, if you did it, stop. I don't condone it, and I'm actually angry.
I'm angry at
did it,
you.
'cause that's not fucking right, and you should know better.
I'm angry
Right.
at you. Don't
Now,
bully those people.
The other half of it,
Just
him
report them on
saying,
Twitter and
you
shit so they
know,
can get the channel
What are
taken
my
down.
thoughts on YouTubers who use ignorance
Twitter,
and
Twitch,
stupidity
report-
and
just
allow
report 'em.
themselves or their fans to attack other people? There are people.
I remember he
who have
told people to
followings
report,
like me, and they say, "Go fucking destroy this person."
Text on
all right?
Twitter.
That's not right.
Don't bully him,
All
though.
right?
Just
That's
report
not
him.
right. Bullying.
Just try to flag
It
him
is.
down.
And it's like this. You have to really think of bullies as what they are. All right. A bully is someone who more than likely in life has not had a lot of power or has been bullied themselves.
So like you?
To the point where they feel like they have no power. They're powerless.
Interesting.
Imagine if you every day woke up and you felt like you had no friends, no power, nothing. You were just insignificant. All right? and you felt like this for an extended period of time. All right, maybe it's their parents. Maybe their parents bully them or treat them badly. Maybe they've been bullied by a
Parents
sibling.
bullied them.
Maybe they've been bullied by someone else. And so for them, what they're now going to do is to try
They
to
wouldn't give
feel
them a
better about
Wolverine toy.
themselves. They're going to try to belittle others who they feel are below them, or find someone that they can bully. It's literally a
See,
pyramid.
this
of
isn't
bullying.
what Dave do at all. He try to belittle people that's above him. That's why he name dropped Logan Paul and PewDiePie all the time, even when they're not even fucking relevant to be complaining about. He's still complaining about PewDiePie like it's 2014. So it's all right. He don't bully people that's below him. He bully people that's above him. Sounds good.
Bullying. It's the top bully, then the guy under him, the guy under him.
Oh
the guy
yeah, and
under
Drake and
him.
Ninja too.
Yeah, okay, and this is what creates bullies. And it used
He talked
to
about
be
Drake like he
that
stole
bullying
his
was all
style.
about physicality.
Surprisingly, this is one
So you go to
person's style he
school,
didn't
this
take.
guy, he's 7 feet tall, and he would bully everyone.
7 feet tall bullies. Thank you for the $1.11, Mr. Psycho. It's a weird name.
He was the big muscular dude, and no one could do anything about
Boobs,
it.
by the way.
But then you come to find out when he goes home, his mother beats him. All right? And that's why he's like he is, because he needs to try to feel like he has some kind of worth and power, so he needs to bully other people, because he doesn't get that at home. At home, he's being bullied, okay?
Wait a
It's
minute, they're
changed
7
now,
feet tall and get
because
bullied at
now
home?
It's not about physicality anymore. With the internet, we all have social media presences. We all have a Twitter, a Facebook, a YouTube, a Twitch channel, and we have a public presence. And what people are now finding, oh my God, it's so easy to bully people. Because look at this, I can just leave a hateful comment on a video, and guess what? There's no retribution. Unlike in real life, if a bully tries to bully you and they're smaller than you, what do? You punch them in the fucking face, and then they don't bully you anymore because they were smaller than you. But now what's happening is all these people realize there's no repercussions. It's freedom to do whatever the fuck you want on the internet. And I'll be honest, there are things on Twitch, on YouTube, you can flag comments, you can report for things like attacks and bullying. They don't work, all right? They don't fucking work, because you've got so many people using these things, and these companies like YouTube, like Twitch, they weren't equipped for these things to blow up as huge as
Yeah,
they
Twitch
were. They don't
equipped
have a
for 'em
dedicated
now.
staff that just sits there and reviews people who are bullying other people. So even though they claim that they have methods to stop it, they don't. It's really the wild
Damn,
west
how many
of the
channels you
internet
was
and
trying to get
social
taken
media
down back
right
then,
now.
Dave?
People have the ability to harass the fuck out of anyone they want with zero repercussion. So it's easier to bully someone than ever before. So just think about it. Wow. I can go harass the fuck out of this guy. He has no recourse. He has no way to defend himself. He has no way to retaliate. He has no help and no hope.
What?
And this is what it is right now. These people who probably in real life, they get bullied. They go to school and they're
So
getting
when
bullied.
you get mean comments on YouTube, or are we talking about real life now? Because according to him, in real life, you could just punch the bully. But if it's on the internet, you have no recourse and you can't fight back? Who the hell is bullying you then?
bullied by the physical bullies. Their parents
It's
are being
Sargon
dicks to
bullying
them or
them.
whatever. Oh, well, I gotta feel like I have power somewhere. Take to the fucking internets and go bully someone on Twitch, on Twitter, on the nasty shit that I've seen thrown my way. My
King of
sister,
Suffering, by the way.
The shit she's seen thrown at her. Death threats. Oh, I'm gonna rape you. This is the kind of shit that these kids. These are kids too. This is the thing. This isn't like this is a 30-year-old guy. These are kids who don't know better because this is their outlet. This is the way that they're gonna get attention and get a rise is by saying this disgusting filth to people on social
media.
And it's a huge dilemma. Cyberbullying is a huge dilemma.
The
right
Panda
now.
sent them
You've got
screenshots of
kids
people
who are
saying they was
becoming
gonna
so bad
rape
that
her or
they
something.
kill
What's going on,
themselves
yeah?
over it. Why? Because unlike school, where you can go to the principal and say, this kid punched me 4 times. If he punches me again, I'm going to the cops. And the principal then suspends the bully.
But I thought you were supposed
there's
to punch the
recourse on
bully.
internet. Who's the principal of the internet that you can go to stop the bullying? There is none.
He wants
So
a
there's
principal of the internet. So he wants internet police. Confirmed. Sounds good.
kids who are just being pummeled and destroyed
Good night to my
and
favorite
attacked on a daily
detractor,
basis,
Daoud.
and they have no one to fucking go to. It's disgusting and it's disturbing.
He was ready to take that sip. Thank you for the $1.11. Later, boy.
You know, thank goodness I'm a 31-year-old male, and I've been through the ringer. I was bullied physically when I was in high school. I was bullied in the Street Fighter community. I've been around a lot. So in my head, I don't let it get to me.
Yeah.
But imagine if I was like a teenager coming up and I had this amount of negativity that I have at me thrown at me now. what would that do to your psyche? You know what I mean? Why do you think you have record numbers of kids who are on drugs and, you know, they're being medicated by their doctors for antidepressants and shit?
Wait a minute. Medicated by doctors, depression meds during school. I thought that happened to you, Dave. Wait a minute. And apparently, like, young people do a lot of drugs because they get bullied online. Well, you heard it here first. I mean, I'm sure that's some people's situation, but everything is always somebody's situation.
Teenager coming up and I had this amount of negativity that I have at me thrown at me now, what would that do to your psyche? You know what I mean? Why do you think you have record numbers of kids who are on drugs and, you know, they're being medicated by their doctors for antidepressants and shit? This is
well, let's
wild.
match up with a lot of stuff he said in the future, obviously. And yeah, reminder that he got banned from the SRK forums for shit talking. He pointed out multiple times that he used to blatantly troll SRK. He used to blatantly troll him. He trolled him on purpose. So he was getting medicated and he was being bullied. And that didn't exist then, even though apparently it was happening to him. Cocktail of, what it was, cocktail of medicine or cocktail of drugs? God damn it, Dave.
It's because of the internet, because social media, it's a wild
Yeah, fuck the
west
internet.
right
We need
now.
some police.
So you might think, you know, you might actually think that bullying is, oh, it's just some people just trying to be nasty and dicks. Really, it's not. It's mental illness. It's this cascading pyramid of mental
Depression?
illness that's going to happen because bullying has gone from the physical world to the cyber world, and it's so easy to do with no protection, with no recourse. All right? And it's a
Yeah,
problem.
not if you live in the
What I
UK.
can tell you is this. I can tell you how I approach it. It's because I actually had a conversation with Panda Lee last night about
Why
this,
are you talking
because
to
she's
you?
been encountering lots of it, and I told her this is how you really got to approach it. So I signed
He was
up
talking. It's funny because he do the same thing nowadays when he talk about Cat. Every time he mentioned like the most outlandish random fucking thing, he'd be like, "Me and Cat was talking about this yesterday." And way back then, me and my girlfriend Panda Lee was talking about it. He was talking about bullying with your girlfriend, online bullying. Hey, honey, tell me about those 12-year-olds that said they're gonna rape you. That'll make you feel better about it. Just tell me about it.
Twitter today, and I got a bunch of interesting tweets, fun stuff. And you got the one asshole.
He was probably complaining to her
"Why
about
don't you
YouTube
fat
comments
fuck,
and
why don't you
actuality.
Die, stop making videos. And the first thing I think to myself when I look
Wait,
at that,
he actually was complaining about his own situation?
interesting tweets, fun stuff. And you got the one asshole. Oh, why don't you fat fuck? Why
Wow.
don't you die?
I was
Stop
just trying to
making
be
videos."
sarcastic, but he actually was talking to Panda Lee about himself being bullied. Well, there you fucking go.
And the first thing I think to myself,
Honey, I'm 31
is,
years
let me
old.
get this
Please make me
straight.
feel better. Somebody called me
person-
fat online.
This person took time out of their day to tweet me this nasty message. Okay, really, this person thought that this was like a valid use of their time.
It takes an hour to tweet.
Well, first of all, they've wasted their time. They don't realize apparently they're going to die one day, and they have a limited amount of time to be on this earth and focusing on.
Okay. He just told us that he told his in real life girlfriend about, he talked to his in real life girlfriend about bullying because people was being mean to him. He proceeds to tell us that it was a waste of his time. I don't think it was a waste of his time if you went out of your way to tell your in real life girlfriend about it. That sounds like a pretty successful bullying. And then he even brought it up during Ask the King. So I think that dude did a pretty, I don't know, I think he might have hit a home run with that one. He didn't even have to send bits.
Negativity is
You're gonna
wasted
die
time.
one day.
That's number
Stop
one.
being an asshole
Number two,
online.
They were in a position
Just
where
make
to
Let's
make them
Plays
feel
instead.
better to send me this tweet. What kind of a low down person? How low must
Yeah,
they
how
be
low are you?
that to send me a tweet like that made them feel better about it?
Yeah.
And then I laugh.
Get him out of here.
And I say, at
He
least
laughed, by the way.
with all the negative stuff that may be going on, I have a roof over my
Roof?
head. I have, you know, I'm able to make a living doing what I'm doing. I have thousands of people who tell me on a daily basis how much I entertain them and make them feel positive and
Thousands?
happy. That's good enough for me. This one asshole may try to bring me down. If he thinks that's going to bring me down, he's out of his mind. And I laugh and I say, I'm in a better position than him and I'm grateful for
How
it.
do you know that?
And then I block the fucker and the comment goes away and I move on.
He
with
didn't
my
move
day.
on at all. He's telling
Okay?
us about it now.
And that's really how you have to do it. You have to brush it off and say, it's nothing.
Oh, yeah.
It really is mental illness at its core, is what it is, based off of probably that person being attacked and or bullied, and them thinking that it makes them feel better to say this nasty, nasty thing. All right? And by the way, that was a tame one. I mean, there's been disgusting, filthy people telling me I'm cancer, people telling me to die.
You want to call
know what I
me
mean?
cancer?
And I'll be honest, there
Well,
are
guess
days
what, Chris Furtado? I fucking known people that have cancer.
when maybe I feel like
Oh.
I'm being bullied. Like, people always bring up that comment from that Kane Bringing the Pain brought up from, like, January of
Yeah,
this
start bringing
year,
up old
right,
stuff.
where he commented something really, really negative on one of my videos, saying I was a sellout or whatever, and I responded and I said, you're a pro-troll, go die in a fire. Now,
Go die in a fire. People bringing up comments while I said a guy should die in a fire. Why are you being mean on the internet? Why are you calling me cancer and saying nasty stuff and calling me fat? I only told some random asshole he should die in a fire. It was just banter. Come on. It was just bants, dude. He was just having fun with him.
obviously, I
They were
don't
shooting
want
the
him to die
shit.
in a fire. That was a moment.
See,
of
it was a moment of
weakness
weakness. He's
where
a human.
I was giving into being bullied.
Wait a
I
minute.
was being bullied.
The people that called him cancer and got blocked by him on Twitter, what if they were just having a moment of weakness? Maybe they was in between prescriptions. Maybe their girlfriend beat him up or called him like fat or something. They had to take it out on somebody. They're just a human.
By him, he was calling me, accusing me, calling me something negative.
Something
I let
negative.
it get to me, and look, then all of a sudden I become the bully. So this is the circle of bullying, how it works. He bullied me, so I bully him back, and no one wins. Guess what? What's the point of it all? What I should have done was just either ignored it or deleted the comment and moved on. That's the way to handle this kind of stuff.
You just delete it.
Okay? So I'm trying to give you guys advice because
I agree.
of anyone, I'm probably the person in that situation on a daily basis. If you're being bullied, yeah, it's going to happen. You know, with YouTube, with Twitter, there's no way to defend
If you're
against
being
it.
bullied, you just go find a YouTube comment and tell somebody to die in a fire. You pass it on to them. That's the way DSP did it, so that's the way you're supposed to do it.
Because these fucking websites blew up and they don't have staff or anything in place to protect you. It's not like real life. where
Matter of fact,
someone
I give you permission to do it to me. Next time you have a bad day, just find the Tevin video and post in a comment and go die in a fire. That way you can take it out on me and somebody else won't be mad about it.
can walk up to the bully and say, you're going to jail, motherfucker, because you struck that boy. You can't do that on the internet right now.
But you told us to
okay?
punch the
So
bully.
my recommendation is
We're gonna
this.
go to jail in.
Ignore it if you can. Think about it intelligently. If you get nasty shit, think about the kind of person who would do it, all right? And then laugh about it, get rid of it, move on.
Yeah, delete it.
Don't focus on it. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it nag you in the back of your head that there's all these people that want to hurt you or hate you, because it's nonsense. It's just this circle of basically mental illness that is going on the internet right now, and there's no way to defend against it. Hopefully in 20, 30 years, these websites will finally get lawsuits against them and say, your website allowed 5,000 people to bully this poor kid. And
Twitter. Oh, he gonna say and he killed himself?
he killed himself.
Sue Twitter. You gave those bullies a platform.
It's your
It's
fault
your
because
fault.
Your website has no safeguards against it, and they sue the fuck out of the website.
Insert
So the
meme
website
picture
said,
when a
okay,
dude say just
shit,
close
it's
your
not the
computer or
Wild West
whatever the
anymore.
fuck.
We actually have to protect our users,
Sue
and they'll find
Twitter.
a way to institute kind of protections for this kind of stuff. But right now, you can't, and you got to put up with it. And
A
I
lot of people
apologize,
go out of
obviously,
business.
for that, because it is messed up the way it is right now. Wow, this Ask the King is some heavy shit. Let me tell you, there's been some interesting, heavy ass questions, and I'm actually feeling good. Getting to talk about this stuff and getting it out there for the first time. So, thank you for the questions.
Jeez
I think it's
Louise.
time for a break. It absolutely is. So, I'm going to take a short break. And then we're going to come back. We're going to answer way more questions. And keep in mind, we still got the live
Why
Q&A
does Part
chat
3 not
raffle
exist
going.
anymore,
So feel free
DSP?
to keep submitting your questions into that. And that's going to be the final part. So, thanks, everyone.
What did you do or say or show? Oh, that's not how you search stuff at all. If Part 3 ain't online anymore, it must have got a copyright strike, I guess. But that's 2013. I feel like that should still be up. Yeah, that shit don't exist. It's lost on the internet, dude. Nope, never mind. Yeah, it's weird. As the King 37, October 3rd, Part 3. Is it right? Yeah, that's right. Halloween hipsters, artsy games, and girl gamers, in quotes. Oh boy, we're gonna get to talk about how games are odd again. Only when we want them to be odd, though. Yeah, for some reason YouTube don't want me to watch this one. I guess it's kind of weird. I do like if you, I guess if you're not logged in, or if you just start watching DSP for the first time, maybe you get these hot recommendations. Special vlog why I unsubscribe to DSP Gaming. DSP's Grand Theft Auto 3 funniest moments. You get a bunch more weird Ask the King stuff, and you get Sign at You and Chris Chan video from the down the rabbit hole dude, and some and Paul McCartney talking about something on Wired. I was about to say some old white lady. No, that's Paul McCartney. Well, I thought it was like Hillary Clinton or some shit.
Okay, everybody,
Rip Paul
welcome to
McCartney.
part 3 of Ask the King, episode 37. Wow, this one's turning out to be another long one, and I do apologize to anyone who may be like shaken because the questions have been so serious. I didn't even.
I hope you
expect
guys
that.
aren't shaken about those questions earlier. We talked about people that died. It was pretty heavy, man. It was pretty heavy.
It was going to be like this, and now I'm reading the questions and I'm answering them, and I'm like, Jesus, like, this is pretty
I thought you were
serious.
saying
and
he's
episode,
Jesus. I was about to
hopefully
say,
it
oh
lightens up
shit.
a little bit. Let's take a look
All
here.
right. Well, thank you for the 222 earlier, Mr.
All right,
Sacco.
so next question.
Sacco, not Sacco.
This one's
Sound
from
the same.
Potter 10, and Potter 10 asks,
Harry Potter?
Hey Phil, what happened to putting mission names or whatever you're
Oh,
doing in
this
the
gimmick.
video, like you did for Nino Cooney, Grand Theft Auto 4, and the Ballad of Gay Tony? What he's talking about, if you don't know, earlier this year I instituted some changes. In particular for my retro replay games, which I haven't done one in a ton of time anyway.
Yeah, he stopped doing this because he was lazy, but
I
we'll see what
said
the excuse
that what I
was.
would do is I would use custom thumbnails, and I would be custom naming every video to tell you what's in the video. So it would be like, for example, for Grand Theft Auto, it would say part 20, and then the name of the mission, and then what part it was of that mission, okay? Unfortunately, it was a failed experiment. And the reason
Views?
I say that is that I got more complaints than people who
Oh,
liked
no.
it, because they were saying, basically, when you do that, you spoil the
Oh.
game. So, for example, at the end of DMC, which was the Devil May Cry reboot earlier this year
Whoops.
that everyone hated, apparently, the final boss fight was a surprise. Right? I expected it to be the final boss.
Oh, no message. Never mind. Thank you for the $10. Empty Moon.
And I named it
Balling so hard like the mayor.
final
Dude.
boss, and the name of the boss, people flipped. They were like, no, now you've spoiled the whole video by just reading the description of it. I was like, oh no. And there were other
Effing
games too where it was a boss
normies
fight, and I would
read.
name the boss, and people were flipping out. So then people were suggesting just say boss. And I said, well, if I just put boss, then if you're searching for it, you can't find the boss you want, so that doesn't help you.
And that's not.
So unfortunately, after a couple of months of trying that, it was an interesting experiment. I did away with it because I got more complaints than people who actually liked it. And the same thing with thumbnails. What a lot of people were saying was they didn't like the custom thumbnails. They thought that it made it look too generic.
What?
A lot of people liked actually looking at the thumbnail that YouTube pulls up.
Okay.
Because it gives you a mini preview of what you're going to see in the video without necessarily spoiling
The
what you're
thumbnail
seeing.
spoiled it sometimes too, though.
In addition, YouTube fucked
Who the hell
up
said
earlier
this?
year, and for several weeks I couldn't even attach custom thumbnails
And
to
it's
videos
YouTube
that I
fault,
was
too.
uploading. What I was forced to do was upload them later after the video was already live on YouTube, and it was taking YouTube upwards of a day to even update the thumbnail. So most people who were watching the video when it was new already saw the video before the thumbnail even attached to it. So at that point I said it's not worth it for that either. Now I don't even know if the custom thumbnail thing is working properly right now because the only videos I ever really use it on are my vlogs. So I apologize for
Wait,
those of you
isn't
who
that
like those
factually
changes.
incorrect?
I
These
tried
don't
it with
have
something
custom
new,
thumbnails.
and it didn't turn out well.
Get outta here.
Overwhelmingly, people were telling me, don't do it, go back to the old way, so I did. Okay?
Ugh.
The next question is from Rexoy619. And
Rexoy?
asks, excuse me. One moment. Rexoy asks, hey Phil, I'm a big fan of yours. My question is, who is the biggest pervert in the WWE?
What kind of question is this?
So spanning the years,
Jerry Lawler?
of WWE that I've watched, so we're talking from the 1980s into the 1990s, into the Attitude Era, into the 2000s, you may think that maybe it would be Gold Dust, because he's always
Whatever
doing
answer he
sexual
say is
things, trying to
incorrect,
kiss
by the way.
dudes and doing
Because
all
one of
kinds
them
shit,
fucking
and a
old
girlfriend
dudes
with a
is like
cigar, which obviously is a sexual
touching on the young
innuendo.
ones back in the
Maybe he's
day.
Val Venus,
Forget who it
obviously
was.
his penis, and that was his gimmick. He was supposed to have a big cock, a former porn star. He would dance around like this with a towel and reveal his crotch. Maybe you think it would be, I don't know, Triple H, who had a whole program where he tried to say that Kane had sex with a dead woman named Katie Vick. Maybe you would think it's Triple H and Shawn
I don't know.
Michaels
Maybe
doing
he
all the
will give
DX
us
crotch
like
chops and
a
shit like that. But ultimately, the person who is the biggest
answer?
pervert in the WWE is Vince
Oh,
McMahon,
never mind.
because he wrote all of those fucking segments.
Never mind.
He's the one who either had a hand in all of them or he approved them to go on TV. So all the ridiculous, perverted shit that you've seen on WWE TV over the decades, you have to keep in mind, who was the head honcho, who was the end-all, be-all, and the last say before that stuff got aired? Vince was. So Vince is actually a pretty disgusting person when you think about it, with all the shit that they've done.
All right, then. Thanks for the question.
Up next, we got a question from Commander Ike. And Commander Ike asks, hey Phil, since Halloween is coming up at the end of October, what are your favorite Halloween memories? Also, did you ever dress up as a video game character when you were young? If yes, what characters did you dress
Video
up
games
as?
existed when he was young?
No, when I was young, video games weren't like as big as they are now. You know what I mean? It wasn't like video games. It was all about action.
You should have dressed up
figures
like
and
Duke
cartoons
Nukem. Come
back
on.
then. So when I was a kid, I used to dress
Video
up as
games weren't big in the
Skeletor,
80s, by the way.
or I would dress up as, one year I was Hordak, who was also one of the villains for He-Man. I'm trying to remember some of the other ones that I dressed up as. I don't think I might have been a Ninja Turtle one year, like Michelangelo, because he was my favorite. The one that sticks out for me the biggest, by far, was Wolverine, okay? I went and I bought, the Wolverine suit, the plastic suit that the
Oh
kids
my
wear,
God.
the mask. But I made my own claws out of cardboard and tin
Why do
foil.
pictures of this not
Kids
exist?
were so jealous that I had actually had these. It was
All
almost
the
like
other kids
camp.
was jealous of his costume, by the way. So as usual, he's the special person in the story. He made a custom costume. All other kids that was jealous. Jealous assholes. They wanted a custom costume like him. It was like an arcade stick.
I wish I would have done it. I don't know. I don't remember, like, if it was because I was artistic. I remember I did it all. I had cardboard. My parents and I went out. We bought cardboard.
Apparently he was a
We cut the
cosplayer,
cardboard
too,
into these
before
things. I actually
cosplay was a
built
thing.
this
That's pretty good.
claw mechanism that would have these big claws sticking out that were made of tinfoil. Now, obviously, it was dangerous, but I was a very responsible kid. It wasn't like I would run around beating people with them.
You didn't beat up the bullies?
But I went to this Halloween party with them, and oh my God, everyone was like, that's the best costume we've ever seen. He actually has freaking metal claws for Wolverine. And that's pretty much about it. Halloween was never a big thing. I did, for a few years, go trick-or-treating around my local area. Some years I actually went to my great aunt's house and trick-or-treated around there. But I only did it probably maybe 4 or 5 times. Unfortunately, in my area, it was never a good area to do it. And then unfortunately,
Too much black people?
Bad area later on. That was actually very dangerous.
Yep, too much
to do
black
that kind of
people.
Stuff, and
Baby Dave couldn't go trick-or-treating.
Halloween, I like it. It's a cool
Bunch of
thing,
black people running
spooky
around
time of
shooting at
year.
each other all day.
As you know, if I could do Halloween specials and stuff,
Feels
I like
bad, man.
to celebrate Halloween. But it's not a big thing for me. Where like when I was a kid, I loved going around getting the candy and stuff like that. I don't know, it just never really was. All right, next question. It's from Spearpoint666, and he asks, Phil, why have you not done any hateful truths lately? He's got a point. It's a shame
Hardcore
because
gaming
games like
season?
Brothers Tale of Two Sons could have used some more recognition. I was really looking forward to a review of Saints Row 4. I know time is a problem, but why not take the time to film the reviews in place of a stream for one day, or at least a part of the streaming time? Alright, so here's what happened with the hateful truths this year. And I hate the fact that there are certain people who've been spreading massive misinformation about this on my videos.
Here we
in
go.
particular, on my vlogs. On my vlogged videos, people have leaving comments, Phil's not doing the hateful truth anymore. He quit it completely. He's never going to do it again. He said he quit it because it wasn't getting views. Like, what? What on earth are you talking about? When did I ever say I'm never reviewing a game again because I'm not getting any views? Like, what?
See, those people had it wrong. What really happened was he stopped putting video footage in his reviews because they stopped getting views. That's what happened. Sounds good? Sounds good.
This is what I mean when people take shit out of context and they turn it into something negative that's a slander against me. Earlier this year, I returned to the original style of the hateful truth where I was adding in the video footage of the games and everything into it. And it was taking so goddamn long to do it because my PC, unfortunately, was crashing like crazy.
Yeah.
And then come to find out it wasn't my PC. It's actually this editing software that I use is shit. All right? It really
This
is.
dude was making a shit ton of money doing YouTube videos, and he got like some pirated video editing footage from Windows 98. And he blames that. He can't just get something else. He can't even pirate Premiere to edit a video. He just keep using the shitty old program. Sounds good.
And so it's even hard for me to do things like the year-end series. And I just, with the amount of work that I put in, I don't have time to learn new editing
No
software.
time to learn
So I
anything.
was trying to do a couple reviews earlier this year.
Matter of fact,
I don't want to be a comedian. I don't want to be an entertainer, a cosplayer, a fucking skit maker, a video editor, a fucking, you know what I mean? Anything that these people do, that this is what's popular on YouTube, that's not what I want.
I don't want to be anything.
In all the video footage like I used to have, overwhelmingly positive feedback, and the views were low. I'll be honest, the views were low.
Oh, here we go. The
And I
views
said,
are low.
I can't put in
That's the real reason.
5 hours of work to do a fucking review with all this video footage in it if no one's really going to additionally watch it. You know, if you're going to spend extra time, then I need to have something
Time is
for it.
revenue.
And I was getting
You
nothing
learn that
for
in
it.
business school like
Appreciated that the
Lotia
video
got.
looked better, but I wasn't getting any additional viewers. It wasn't like people who had not watched my reviews for a while were coming back because I re-added the video footage. So I announced at that time, listen, I'm not doing it anymore because I can't. So, I mean, let's be honest. Do you want to see me play 5 more hours of games, or just to spend a half an hour to do the review and do it that way without the video footage, or do you want me to spend 5 hours and have very limited videos today? And overwhelmingly, people said no, just do go back to the old style. So that's what happened earlier this year. I never said I'm quitting reviewing games. All right.
Wait
Now,
a minute. Let me see.
admittedly-
What did people even have to choose from? It sounds like some shitty choices.
And do it that way without the games. I'm not doing it anymore because I can't. So, I mean, let's be honest. Do you want to see me play 5 more hours of games, or just to spend a half an hour to do the review and do it that way without the video footage, or do you want me to spend 5 hours and have very limited videos today?
So,
And
do you want to see me play games less, take 5 phantom hours to do a video review, and then complain about the views on the review? Or do you want me to play games more, as you know me for being a Let's Player? Man, I wonder why people wanted him to just keep playing more games. That's kind of weird. I don't know why they would. I don't know why they would want
People
that.
said no, just do go back to the old style. So that's what happened earlier this year. I never said I'm quitting reviewing games. All right. Now, admittedly, when the summer hit this year, there was
It's
a
the
drought.
developer's fault
There was a
again.
gaming drought. Very few new games came out for almost 2 months at a time. Okay, so I went to did a summer of retro. I did a couple throwback
couple of
games and
burps.
stuff like that. And some of the games that I played, like Tales of Exilia, that game has been out for 2 years.
you wage
already
quit
in
that
Japan.
game?
You don't need to hear my review of it because you could have heard what people thought of it 2 years ago. All right, so that kind of stuff I didn't think warranted a review. Now, there was a week when I played several games like Splinter Cell Blacklist. People said, why didn't you review it? Because I never played the multiplayer and I never played any of the optional modes. All these
Wow, that's
side
a lot of
content
games you
modes.
shouldn't have
For me to
reviewed
just
then,
review a
with that
game based
logic.
off of a very limited portion
It sounded like he just
isn't
didn't want to
fair, so I'm
review
not
it.
gonna review that
And he
game,
making up a
okay?
weird excuse.
The same with Pikmin 3. A lot of people were upset I didn't review Pikmin 3. I'm like, but I didn't do any of the optional
Yeah, this is
content,
just a
all the
bullshit
side
excuse.
content. I didn't have time. I was doing other
You
stuff.
have to 100%
So
the
if I
game to
review
review it
I'm
now,
gonna review
apparently.
half the game, and that's not fair. I'm trying to be fair when I review something. I don't want to be a dick and say, well, I only played it for half of what it was, but here's what I think. And by the way, it's only, it's average. And people would say, yeah, but you didn't play any of the other stuff that was great. Okay. Admittedly, Saints Row 4 was a game that I played from start to finish. I did a lot of the side content, and I did not review it. That's admitted.
Why?
Right? In addition to that, there have been a
You're not
other
gonna say
games
why.
since then that I
He know he
probably
didn't
could have
review these
reviewed that
because
I
he
have
just knew
not.
he wasn't gonna
What
get
are
as
some of
much
these
views
indie
on it.
games like Gone Home,
And he beating around a
Outlast,
bush so
like
much.
he mentioned, Brother: A Tale of Two Sons. I could have done reviews for those. Unfortunately, I didn't. And
He just
more
told us
recent-
it was a horrible gaming drought, and he listed a shit ton of games, and he didn't review any of them for specific weird reasons or because I don't know. Because no.
Grand Theft Auto 5. I beat it. I have not reviewed it yet. There's a reason. The reason is I have not played the online.
I don't think he
gameplay
ever reviewed GTA
fully.
5 either, to this day.
Online right now is a broken
Yeah, I don't
mess.
think he ever reviewed
If
it.
I review it now, it's not fair because when it works, it might actually be really good. So I'm going to wait for my review until GTA Online actually works. Hopefully within a week it'll work and I'll be able to do a valid review of the game.
I don't think he reviewed that.
So all that being said, I have not stopped doing Hateful Truth reviews. There was nothing to review all summer. The games that I played during the summer, I couldn't review because I didn't do all the modes of them. And the most recent release, Grand Theft Auto 5, I didn't review because I haven't really played GTA Online fully yet, okay? Now, admittedly, the
Some
indie
people
games I
reviewed the
could've
online
reviewed,
as a separate
admittedly,
thing,
Saints Row
like they
4 I
gave it
could've
2
reviewed.
reviews.
It
Guess
absolutely
they couldn't
is
do that either.
a miss by me that I did not do Hateful Truth reviews of those games. being that unfortunately now those games are months old, if I did a review, probably no
Oh,
one would
views.
care. All right. But what I can tell you is this: now that we're in the hardcore gaming season, now that we're going to have these new games coming out, you got Beyond Two Souls next week. 2 weeks after that, Assassin's Creed 4, WWE 2K14, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts. The console launches.
A lot of stuff he
PS4,
didn't
Xbox.
review.
There's so much coming out
A lot of stuff he didn't review.
that I am going to make an honest effort, because this is the time of year when you need this kind of information the most to decide which of these games to buy, to review games that I've gotten a chance to play all the modes, okay? So, there will be a review for Grand Theft Auto 5 once I finally get to play GTA Online.
Nope.
There will be reviews of all the games
Guess
coming
what?
up. It will be the normal style where I just sit here and talk about the game. It will not be with video footage or anything like that. Okay?
It's 30 minutes of him sitting on the
Alright,
couch and he
question.
make excuses to why he can't do it.
This one
God
is
damn it.
from Abinja1, and he asks this. He says, Hey
Hey, Phil.
during your playthrough of Grand Theft Auto 5, when you were doing the Life Invader mission, you were clearly raging at the
Oh.
elitist hipster douchebags that worked at the company. Now, I thought this was hilarious, as it echoes my feelings about hipsters as well. I fucking hate Google. I do. I hate them. As I know what hipsters are, would you be able to
As I
explain
know
your
what
disdain
hipsters
for them
are.
to your fans,
All right.
and who they may not know who they are?
Yeah.
As
No one knows what a
have you had any
hipster
run-ins
is.
with any hipsters yourself?
This fucking bullshit.
Okay. So for those of you who have seen my Grand Theft Auto 5 playthrough, you know what he's talking about. For those of you who have not, there's a portion in the game where there's a company called Life Invader. And what it's supposed to be is a combination parody of all these social media / tech companies who in the past few years have dominated your life. So it's a combination of Facebook, YouTube, Apple. It's supposed to be a combination of like all those things at once, okay? And the guys at this company are these guys. They're not traditional businessmen. They come into work.
He not a traditional businessman.
Casual clothes.
He wearing
They
a cowboy
all sit in
hat.
bag chairs and drink their caramel mocha lattes, and they don't have a formal office. They do these
Every
crazy
hipster does
things
all of
at
this, by the
work,
way.
life
Every single
classes
one.
and shit at
It's
work,
like a
things
lifestyle,
like
dude.
that. It's not a traditional business. They do things way differently than normal businesses, but at the same time, they feel that they know better than everyone else. They're the smartest people on the planet. No one else. Oh, those stupid, ground dwellers. We live up
Those
here at a
stupid
higher level than them,
ground
a higher level of
dwellers.
enlightenment. And that's really, it's a parody. It's supposed to be a parody of these people at these social media companies who seem to have attitudes like that. Let's face it. In the past few years, how many times has YouTube completely changed their layout? All right? The channels now look so different than they did 2 years ago. than they did 2
YouTube channels
years
used to
before
look like
that. They just
MySpace
keep
channels,
changing
bro.
the channel layouts constantly.
That shit would have been dated if
And
they still looked the same.
every fucking time that they do
It looked plain now, but it looked
everyone
kind
who
of
uses
dumb
YouTube,
back then.
The users who just watch videos,
Oh, well.
the people who create content, the uploaders, all collectively come together and say, stop, we don't like the changes you're instituting. You're not showing us any value added for us.
You mean to tell me people on the internet don't like change? This shocks me. I never saw a person on the internet say they liked something being changed, you guys. Weird.
To have to completely change the way.
Hey, he should like YouTube. They have a strong female
What does
lead.
YouTube do?
Unlike
They say,
Grand Theft Auto.
Neener, we don't hear you, we ignore you, and they institute the changes
That's
anyway.
confirmed
I
what they
remember
did.
It wasn't this one channel, but the change before that, when they wanted
Neener,
to change all the
neener,
channel
neener.
formats, they had the announcement page, and they actually had a comment section below. There were hundreds of thousands of comments saying, help, do not change to this format.
Help.
It's horrible, we don't like it. Please, if you're going
Help.
to explain the benefits, YouTube ignored hundreds of thousands of comments and fucking mandatorily changed their whole website. And it's like these people think that they don't, you need the iPhone because if you don't have it, your life, you're behind.
But Dave, you
You're behind
literally have an
everyone else.
iPhone.
The iPhone does so much crazy things that it will change your life. And now it's like, the iPhone 5S is, no, I'm behind. I only have the iPhone 5. I need the iPhone 5S because this hipster douchebag told me that I'm a loser because I don't have the latest iPhone.
Oh,
right?
okay.
So the thing is,
You don't have the latest
I have nothing
iPhone.
against
It's okay.
technology. I have nothing against progress.
It's okay.
Obviously, social media has dramatically changed our lives in the past decade.
He still has an
And,
iPhone, by the way.
I would not have anything on YouTube, Twitter, nothing. I'd have nothing if it weren't for the changes in social media.
But it's all right. He can mock
obviously,
people
I
to have a
understand
newer
the
iPhone.
progression, but I don't understand that there's this group of people who think that they know better than everyone else. They're the most intelligent group of people on the planet, and they do things differently in their own hipster way, and they are going to institute sweeping changes to the way that you use these things.
Let me hold my phone
ingrain
up.
themselves in your life just because they can, because they think they know better than
This
you.
is about
And they
YouTube
refuse
changes,
to
and he
listen to
bringing
your
up
feedback, and
iPhones.
They refuse to take any kind of criticism. Instead, they ignore it, and they just go ahead because they have the power to do it. And the bottom line is this. If these things didn't blow up with popularity the way that they did, if YouTube wasn't bought out by Google, which has tons of money, they wouldn't be able to do that. Because any other business, when your customers tell you no, don't do something, and you do it against their will, your customer stands up and walks the fuck away like
That's
this.
what happened with your Twitch
And you
viewers.
lose your customers and you go out of business. The problem is that these hipster companies have been
Shout out to
backed by
800 view
finance. The
streams
biggest
4 years
finances,
ago, by
they're
the way.
Multi-million, in some cases,
Now you're getting
billion-dollar
400 playing brand new
corporations, and
games.
they have the financial backing to do things differently. YouTube exists today simply because it allows anyone at a moment's notice to upload any kind of video they want without having to pay for it, and it actually will play back properly when you click play. They have the server capacity and the money to back them to be able to do it. Other websites like Blip TV, like what was that one?
Vimeo.
Vivo,
Vimeo.
There's another one that does it. There's like 3 or 4 competitors to YouTube that do not succeed. They're not stealing any of YouTube's market share because they don't have the financial backing to buy the servers and the staff that they need to do the
Vimeo.
same thing that YouTube does. So YouTube exists and it's the way it does because of that. If these hipster assholes didn't have billions of dollars backing them, they'd just be a Joe fucking
How did they get the
nobody,
billions of
all right?
dollars?
And that's what pisses me off. Why the fuck are we having movies about how Facebook was made?
A
movie about Steve
nation.
Jobs.
Wait just a
Guys,
second
like,
here.
Neener,
okay,
neener,
oh
neener.
wow, Steve Jobs.
So let's
made-
get this straight. These hipsters that he apparently hates so much, even though based on the law we had last time, he moved to Washington because he thought the people in Washington would be more like him. Even though they all a bunch of hipsters apparently, and the way he talking, he hate hipsters. But that's why he moved to Washington, because he thought he would have something in common with these hipsters he hate. So these hipsters got billions, not millions, billions of dollars, apparently for being dumb and not having any good ideas. They proceeded to force those ideas and those dumb things on us. We proceeded to use everything that they forced on us, and they got more money. All right. Yeah, he was trying to say Vimeo or Vimeo, however it's said. Usually when he say it, he say Vimeo. I don't know how the fuck it's actually pronounced. And he says stuff weird, so I can't trust him. But yeah, Viveo. Thank you for the
He had the vision
420.
behind the
King of
iPhone.
Gout.
How did this change my life? I had a phone.
How did my
before.
iPhone change
The
my
difference
life?
now is that I can touch the fucking screen and play stupid mini games on it. How did that revolutionize my fucking life? It didn't.
He upgraded and
Alright?
kept getting
It's
new
a neat-
iPhones,
it's a
by the
neat
way,
toy to have,
because he
but it
used to
didn't
it.
Change the fucking world, and people are idolizing
Didn't change the
these
world, though.
people and putting them on a pedestal like they're gods and celebrities when all they did was have $1 bajillion to fucking back them, and then they went and did something, and oh my god, it caught on.
Bruh,
Big
this is
fucking-
like saying the standard of a smartphone didn't change the world is like saying a color TV didn't change the world, or the personal home computer didn't change the world. What the hell kind of boomer shit is this? This iPhone that I'm holding up holds up the iPhone, taps on the screen, tap, tap, tap. This didn't change anything. I could just touch the fucking screen. Well, get a flip phone then.
deal. Whoopity fucking do, okay? So I don't hold them in that regard. I don't think they're celebrities. I don't think any movies about fucking The Social Network. Go to hell.
Go to hell.
Who cares about how fucking Facebook came to be?
Yeah, go to
It's
hell,
bad,
Facebook, dude.
And just like MySpace and everything else, it'll go away, and then you'll say, "Oh,
Go to hell,
oh,
Zuckerberg,
my
piece
website
of
faded
shit.
into obscurity. Oh,
You didn't
maybe I
change
did know
anything.
better." No, but they won't say that.
Get him out of here.
All right, enough of that. Next question.
Yeah, he check his emails during every stream. He check his emails in text messages all
And
day.
this is from Solid Fantasy, okay? And he asks a pretty long question. So
But
here we
apparently
go.
he don't care about those new
This is a long
smartphones.
but pertinent two-part question. I don't mean for this question to sound like it's attacking your
Uh-oh.
fan base, because it's not. Uh-oh. When you preface it like that, I don't know. But why do you think that so many of your viewers are turned off by more artsy and subtle experiences? I was watching your stream of Rain. If you don't know, I was talking about this game I played last night on stream.
All right.
Second stream.
All right.
And baby-
One in chat if anybody remembers the game Rain. Two in chat if you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And it was probably some hipster game that lasted a day. So there you go. Shout out to Rain.
Basically, the majority of people who were watching.
Yeah, I'm seeing a shit ton of twos.
I don't think that the game.
I don't think
is
this is
fantastic,
the
but
this
it's
is the one to
certainly
defend.
entertaining
Yeah.
enough to finish with a unique style and atmosphere. Maybe it's just because some of your fans are younger and don't appreciate more artistic and slower paced experiences.
Wait a minute.
After
wait
all-
a minute. So old people that grew up playing games like Pac-Man would understand games that have a shit ton of story and dialogue, as opposed to those young kids that grew up playing Final Fantasy VII. All right.
I'm 24 and religiously
24, by the
watch
way.
artsy fartsy movies. Most would probably call pretentious.
Let's
and
do the
garbage,
hipster then.
But on the flip side, I also enjoy things like the Avengers and the Grand Theft Auto.
Wow, you would
So
you
what
enjoy
gives?
Grand Theft Auto?
What do you think it
Holy
will take
shit.
For people to get over their obsession
Yo,
with mainstream ultra
You
violent
guys,
games.
this dude that wrote the question in enjoys Grand Theft Auto and the Avengers. He's a fucking unicorn. Nobody likes that stuff. Crazy. Holy crap.
games and casual garbage. Yes, I said it, like Minecraft.
Shout out to
You're
Minecraft.
literally teaching Minecraft. No, wow, he says they're literally teaching Minecraft in school.
Why am I
And I know this for a
toxic?
fact because my cousin is now hooked on it.
Now we play
I remember
Fortnite.
playing Oregon Trail 2 and actually learning when we got to use computers in elementary school, not pointlessly building shit with Minecraft. What the fuck? Lol. And that's from South
Wow. So let's get this straight. This is what's been confirmed through this question somehow, even though we got a lot of statements in this question. Minecraft doesn't teach anything. Is you can kind of see it as digital Legos. They have Legos in school. But Minecraft don't teach anything. But Oregon Trail 2 teaches a lot. That's what the kids should be playing in school. Not even the first one. He playing a sequel. Minecraft don't teach anything. Even though I ain't gonna say it teach stuff, but at least it try to make you creative. And you want kids to be creative so they can develop iPhones.
Wow.
Wow. You better take a sip, you fucking sleazy asshole.
All right. Well, Solid Fantasy. What I have to say about the subject is this. And by the way, I'm not hating on Minecraft. That was his opinion.
He
not
hated
mine.
on it,
I'm
not
hating
me.
on Minecraft. I'm not hating on Call of Duty. I'm not hating on ultra-violent video
He hated
games or
on it, not
anything
me.
like that. I believe there's a place
Get mad
for
at him.
everything, okay? Unfortunately, what's happened with the gaming industry is precisely what's happened with the television and movie industries. What's precisely what's happened with music.
He gonna tell us about when
And
color
we're in a
TVs first
time
came
of
out.
Fluctuation in the gaming industry.
Everybody
okay?
started to try to put stuff in color. It
Gaming
was
used to
terrible.
be seen, video game used to be seen as a child's hobby. This is something that an immature person does to kill time. It is a game, all right? That changed somewhat in the late 90s to early 2000s when they found out that if they actually make games at length that will actually hook people for hours on end, that they could actually sell a bajillion of them.
You know what's weird? That gaming stopped being for kids in the mainstream world when DSP stopped being a kid. It's really fucking weird, isn't it? Huh. It don't have anything to do with him. It's everybody else automatically overnight was like, wait a minute. You know, all of those fucking 25-year-olds and shit, they really love video games. It must be for old people. It don't have anything to do when he got old. If he was like 30 in the 80s, he would have said, in the 80s, people realized that gaming was for older people. It wasn't just for kids.
Okay. Take a look at Grand Theft Auto 5.
Yeah, look at
Ultra
GTA
violent,
5.
Very adult oriented, very misogynistic.
No kids play GTA
It's
5.
a super long game. It's entertaining. It's got a ton of gameplay, and they made $1 billion in 3 days.
Wow.
Okay. Compare that to a game like Rain. Rain, it's very
A lot of
artsy.
people don't know what it
has an
is.
Artistic style to it. It doesn't have a complex story with characters that are over the top. In fact, the story is very kind of almost behind the scenes. You're trying to unlock it as you go along the game. The game is short. The game costs only $15. All right. The game has absolutely no advertising.
Yeah, this is a
budget. I never
fly-by-night
heard of the
indie game.
until I saw the E3 demo or trailer for it, and then I didn't hear about the game again until I found out it was coming out this week.
Even he didn't know about it.
This is what happens when things go
Oh
mainstream.
boy.
All right.
Here we go.
They get exposed, overexposed to the American and to the world people. And you get trends that happen with these things. I can completely vouch for you 100% that the climate of the internet right now is completely different than it was 5 years ago when I started making gaming videos in 2008.
Yeah, it's
When I
4chan's
was
fault.
making gaming videos in 2008. It was like, wow, there's a guy who's playing a video game and uploading it to YouTube. He's commenting on what he thinks about the game while he plays it. Now, this game might not be my cup of tea, but at least he's keeping it entertaining, and I'm learning about this game. So regardless
Putting
of if
words
I'm
in
ever
people's
going
mouth
to
as
go
usual.
play this game or not, I'm learning about it, and I know whether or not I'd like
You don't
this
learn
style
about
of
games
game,
from watching DSP
alright?
play 'em. Get out of
People
here.
used my videos as exploratory content. Even if it was something maybe you weren't interested in, you would still give it
Yeah.
a shot because you wanted to see what that game was about. All right. So if I played Rain in 2008, chances are people would be like, "Wow, this is interesting. This is fun. This guy, he's doing entertaining commentary over a game. This is something different and new. I'm learning, even though I don't like this style of game. I'm still learning
makes
about it, and
educational
I get to
Let's
see the whole
Plays.
game without paying for it. That's kind of the appeal of what my videos were. That was 2008. 5 years have passed, so certain things have happened. Number one, that group of people may have moved on. Maybe they watched that content in 2008 for several years. And they said, you know, I don't have time to watch
Exploratory
videos anymore.
content.
And a whole new generation
Wow.
of viewers have now moved up to fill in their spot. Number two, a retardedly huge
Retarded, by
amount
the
of
way.
people are now doing Let's Plays. Now, there are some
sad,
of them
Ella.
that are doing it for all the right
Uh-oh.
reasons. They do it to entertain.
Wait a minute.
They do it to share their hobby with you. They do it for the love of gaming. Those
Okay.
are the people who are the genuine people
Oh.
who love it. Then there's this insanely large amount of people who saw someone like me
Yeah.
who was doing this as a hobby on YouTube lose my job, get
They
partnered
saw
with
all of that?
Kojima, and start making money doing it. And that was it. That was when
They tried to
that's
steal
it.
his job.
It's now mainstream. It's now everyone's doing it because you get this mentality: make it big, make it quick. This is my way out. I don't have to work a 9-to-5 job because if this guy can make videos on the YouTube all day and get paid for it, I can do it too. And you've got a shit ton of people who oversaturated the market with content. Right now, if you go to YouTube, how the fuck would you know who to watch to play GTA 5? All the bigger, all the big people did it. The Toby Turners and the PewDiePies and all.
Man,
those
he
people
really
are gonna be
fucking hates
playing it.
Toby Turner.
You got the mid-level people who are probably like myself and SSOH PKC, Vash, the Stampede, those kind of people. And then you've got the people who are just the up-and-comers, the people who are just starting out trying to make it. And so maybe they've had a channel for
I
a
like
while,
that he
they've
mentioned
grown
Lord
up, and
Vash
they're
like
as big
he's
as
super
the big
established
people.
and
And they're like,
mainstream.
how do you know when there's
Even now he not. He
5,000
definitely wasn't
playthroughs
in.
of Grand Theft Auto 5, how do you know what to watch? You don't. It's oversaturated. There's too many people fucking doing it because all they saw was this. And this is the problem. This is exactly what happened with the Street Fighter community when Street Fighter 4 came out.
And it's
All of a
funny,
sudden-
he name dropped. I ain't trying to say SSOH is illegitimate. I know I'm saying that sarcastically, but I actually like this stuff way back in the day. I like he bring him up as a totally legitimate Let's Player, even though he started doing it because he saw Dave was doing it. But I guess because he did it when he couldn't do it for money, it's okay. Even though when he started making money, he was pretty fucking quick to quit his job and do Let's Plays for a living. But I guess he's still legit because he did it for free first. But unless you was able to create a channel and get 100,000 subs the same day before you uploaded one video, you still did it for free. Even if it was a day, you still, quote, did it for free at first. I don't know why he bring up these other people like they forced money into it. He fucking forces money into it.
And people said, wait a minute, there's people who are playing Street Fighter 4 and that's all they do? I can do that too. I'm going to make YouTube videos in my gameplay. I'm going to travel the country acting like an asshole just to get
Who
attention.
did that?
And I'm going to make it big playing Street
You?
Fighter. And what happened? The community got oversaturated with players. A lot of the people who used to be in the Street Fighter community have quit for good because they said the spirit of it isn't there
Okay.
anymore. It's all been oversaturated because of
Okay,
this.
because of
alright?
this.
So what happened with YouTube and with Twitch and with the internet, just to address Solid Fantasy's question, you had a shit ton of people who all started doing the same thing because they saw people like me making a living.
People
doing
like me,
it.
by the way.
The market's become insanely oversaturated, and there's just too much content. There's too much content to watch at this point. It's just impossible. It's all white noise. When so many people are doing it, it's white noise. So previously in 2008, maybe I would
I
have
think
played
Dave, as a business major, should point out that if you do less business because other people exist that just simply exist, you're not even saying that they're better or worse. They just exist, so they oversaturate the market. As a business major, he should be able to realize that, hey, if I'm doing worse because these other people just exist and do the same thing, it might be a problem on my end. But nope, fuck that. It's YouTube's fault and Google with the stupid algorithms.
a game you never heard
Those
of.
fucking
and people
eggheads.
said, wow, this is a game I never heard of. Let's pay attention to it. Let's watch it. Now, I play a game you never heard of, and people are like, well, what's this? Everyone's playing GTA now. Everyone's playing Call of Duty now. Everyone's playing Minecraft. Why would I watch this? That's not the popular thing. I don't care anymore, and that's it. So because the market's become oversaturated, and
So you're
many
saying
people
everybody
are
is a
doing
sheep.
this, it's white noise, and these little games just fall through the cracks, and it's quite unfortunate. Because I'll be honest with you, some of the games that I played this year that were the smallest games, Gone Home, Outlast, Brother: A Tale of Two Sons, those fucking games were outstanding.
Going Home and Outlast, those super niche indie games that no one ever heard of. And of course, DSP thinks Going Home is outstanding. Of course, he likes that game.
I loved them. I think that everyone should give games like that a chance. But it's all fucking white noise now. If I'm not playing a big release, no one
Going
watches
Home,
it.
like the
Because people only
definition
care
of
about
walking
big releases
simulator.
Because everyone on the planet is now making
He
videos.
created a
If there was
genre.
only a small handful of people making quality
I remember it was
videos,
a
people would probably watch everything.
this is how you don't play for Going Home, and it was literally the entire DSP playthrough. It was such a weird quote. This is how you don't play. I don't know if it exists anymore. It probably got taken down, but it was just called "This is how you don't play Going Home." It was the whole fucking thing. So that was hot because there's nothing you can really.
But it's not
nothing.
anymore. It's all.
It's
the
just
same
nothing.
Shit. Why do you think you see the same?
It's nothing
memes,
fucking
the same kind of
content.
shit, the same fads. Oh, everyone has a face cam playing horror games and screaming like a little ninny girl. Everyone all of a sudden is playing Happy Wheels. What the fuck? Why is everyone playing Happy Wheels? And then that died out. So it's this. That's what I mean. This is what happens. Unfortunately, when things become mainstream, they blow up. Everyone wants to do it.
Do it for this. Still
That's
doesn't
it.
say the
Lose
word money.
quality. And so people who maybe in 2008 would have appreciated me playing a game like Rain, at this point, if I'm not playing GTA, they don't give a flying fuck. You know what I mean?
Can't change who you are.
It's very, very unfortunate that this is what has happened with the climate of the internet. It's also unfortunate because these indie games are easier than ever to make. You've got systems that are easy to make them.
Yeah, it's really
work
easy to
and
make
stuff,
games.
and people are just passing by. And these games are great. They have potential.
Easy to make a
just as
good
much
game,
artistic
too,
vision
apparently.
and work was put into them as big budget games, but no one gives a fuck. And it's a joke at this point. It really is a joke.
I'm balling so hard like the mayor. I'm balling so hard like the mayor.
So, Solid Fantasy, I feel your frustration. I quite enjoy playing games that aren't always the big budgets, even though I'm not saying that I'm against Grand Theft Auto or I'm against any of these games, all right? But, this is what happened. The market became insanely oversaturated. It all became about
This,
Big
again.
corporations moved in, scooped people up. YouTube promoted certain people, got them to the top, like Toby Games. And I'm not saying a negative about it. I'm saying when you promote that kind of person and you push them into
Listen
that
to this
upper
dude.
echelon, he's now become the face of gaming.
Nope.
He really has. He's the face of gaming.
Even when he was at his
are
peak,
the
he
two
wasn't the face
faces
of shit. I
gaming.
don't know what he's talking
Those are
about.
The quintessential people who say, who's a gamer? The common person will say Toby Turner and PewDiePie.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, but look at their content. Is that really the common gamer?
What the
shit
fuck
that
is
they
the
play all
common
time, is that
gamer?
really the common
Yelling at
gamer?
Call of Duty?
Or is that just what's been shoved into your throat because that's what corporations are now backing to make their fucking money? And it's a ridiculous, ridiculous concept, and I'm tired of it. I mean, I talked about it a year ago. If you remember, at the end of last year, in my bad gaming trends of the year, one of the ones I talked about was if you continue to support that kind of people, they will become all you
Minecraft
see.
was one of the
You will
bad
see
gaming
Toby
trends, too,
Turner
by the
and
way.
PewDiePie
But he don't hate
screaming at the camera,
Minecraft.
acting
That was
like
the person that wrote the
cartoons,
question
and
that hated.
that's all you will see. And I'm not naysaying. I'm not saying that you shouldn't watch their content. I'm saying that if that's all you watch, whatever they play is going to be the only game anyone cares about, and whatever they do is going to be the only thing that's popular. And that's a shame when you have people who started this fucking trend back in 2008 who are now eclipsed by that cartoonish stuff.
This, I think I made this comparison before. This is like when you see, like old heads, like when Nas was saying hip hop is dead and shit. This is like when you see like an old head rapper that's mad because other people simply exist. Well, those people came after me, and they making way more money than I am now. Why I'm not up there? I've been doing this since before them. I had to do it for free. I had to start from the bottom. They got it the easy way. What the?
All right. Okay. We'll do one more question, then we'll take another break. This question is from Color Me Kevin. Haha. Color Me Kevin asks,
Shout out to Color Me Kevin.
what do you think of fake girl gamers nerds?
Fake girl
I hear
gamers,
that
by the
term
way.
so many times, whether it's on the internet or from morons at my local comic book shop, and it pisses me right
Listen to
off.
this hipster.
I think, to me, it's really stupid and immature of people to assume things of others when they don't even know, anything about the real person. So take this for example. I was out with my friend the other day, and she's the biggest Legend of Zelda and Pokemon fan that I know. And she was wearing her Triforce
I would consider
shirt.
Kat a fake gamer,
Well,
girl.
while we were out, we overheard these group of idiots snicker
Never
and
played
point
Dark
at
Souls
her,
until 3
saying,
came out and play Overwatch
she
all
probably
day.
doesn't even know that that's a Triforce on her shirt.
And she pretend to like
Needless
everything
to
if you
say,
ask her about it.
We both got
But
pissed,
it is what it
and
is.
she proceeded to go and tell them off. This actually isn't the first time that she's had to deal with accusations like that. And nor is she the only friend that I have who has had to defend themselves about being a gamer or a nerd or a geek simply because these idiot fanboys, it's not enough to just, like a game and to be considered
Why
a
do you
gamer.
even care so much about this as a
What
person?
are your thoughts on this?
Kevin.
And these dumbasses who think just because a girl's pretty, she totally is just
Faking liking gaming.
being a gamer. Just
Well,
to get
women are pretty good
attention,
at
when in
faking
fact,
stuff.
The people who think that are actually the assholes because they don't get to decide what a person is or isn't. Ooh, what a long question, but this is quite interesting.
She's a fake
This
gamer,
is
dude.
quite
Get outta
interesting
here.
to me for multiple reasons. I'm going to explain why. I'm actually going to explain a few. The reason why this mentality kind of exists at this point, okay, is because, as I said before, video games were becoming more popular. It really was kind of a geeky thing. The guy, would be the nerd, sit at home and play video games.
You're not a
All the
real
childish,
nerd. You're a
immature
fake
thing.
nerd.
There were these stigmas and these generalizations that were happening. Now, obviously, today gaming has become mainstream. If you can go to the store and you see gaming merchandise there, you know that gaming has hit mainstream. I see Mario.
Bro, you
I
saw
see
gaming merchant
Minecraft
stores
shit.
25 years
Grand
ago.
Theft Auto is the big prominent sign in front of every entertainment
And then he
store.
brings up
It's hit
Mario
the big time,
out of
right?
all
It's
of the
mainstream
things.
now. Gaming is mainstream. Okay.
Now it's
So when
mainstream.
that happens, obviously it opens up to a bigger audience. You're going to have people who are legit fans of this who maybe wouldn't have been. And I'm not going to say this to be overgeneralized, but maybe in the 1980s and 90s it wasn't common to have a hot girl who was, a fan of games. And now things have changed so much that yes, that has dramatically changed. And now you'll have attractive
Somehow
women.
having boobs and being born without an ugly face should determine if you like video games. Back in the day, you didn't have a hot girl that liked video games. It was all those fucking ugly bitches. That's the only ones that liked games back then. Well, obviously.
Who are actually fans of
Hot
video
girls
games,
like
just
games now.
everything
Just look at
else,
Kat.
Okay.
Big sip.
No, you dumb
Now-
bitch, it wasn't fraudulent.
Don't get me wrong. There are
People
people
make
I'm not
popular
just saying they're
videos.
attractive.
That's bad. My videos aren't popular. That's good. Repeat for an hour.
Pretty much. Think of it $1. Spicy for it. Yeah, asking me to not pause this is kind of dumb. It's kind of what I'm here for, TBH. It would be kind of dumb for me. It's already pretty dumb. It'd be even more dumb if I'm just sitting here letting the whole video play. It's like a Jinx reaction video. Don't pause it. I'm just saying. Just keeping it real with you, Squid.
There are people who jump on bandwagons and use it as an opportunity to try to make money and promote themselves when they're not sincere or legitimate about it. I'm going to tell you a story, all right? I don't know what it is now.
I think
don't know how it is now.
they call me
all
Kevin
right?
as a
But
dude. I feel
remember
like
in
I've
the
seen
early
that before.
2000s when video
don't know.
games were starting to become more competitive and tournaments were becoming more popular. When MLG was coming out, and this was the big thing. Oh,
Wait, what?
Now there's these FPS Halo.
Oh,
Halo
it was
a big
fake
one.
girls
There
then?
was like one or two real big FPS games that were being played everywhere for like MLG and stuff. And Street Fighter was trying to get their foot in the door, but they weren't there yet. Now they are, but they weren't there yet.
No, you
at that
dumb
time.
bitch.
Yeah,
It
Street
wasn't
Fighter still
fraudulent.
ain't.
There was
They
this
still
group
left
of
behind by
clans. There were all
everything.
these clans. These clans would play
Stop
together,
pausing
they
the
would go tournaments and
video.
participate in the tournaments together. And there was this group called the Frag Dolls. Okay, I'm pretty sure they still exist. I don't know if it's the same girls anymore. Frag Dolls. Together, they would go to tournaments and participate in the tournaments together. And there was this group called the Frag Dolls. Okay, participate in the tournaments together. And there was this group called the Frag frag dolls.
Do you like golf? You're a fan of golf. Thank you for the $1, Empty Moon. The law behind that cowboy hat, he actually explained it before. He was about to do an Ask the King video. Or no, he got the hat in Texas for a fighting game thing. He was just fucking around in Texas. He bought a cowboy hat, went home, thought it would be funny to wear the hat. He wore the hat for Ask the King, and people loved it. Millions of people was like, oh my God, the cowboy hat is the best thing ever. You have to keep wearing it. So he kept wearing it, obviously.
Okay?
Frag
I'm pretty sure
dolls.
they still exist. I don't know if it's the same girls anymore. But they came in and said, we're
The
girl
gimmick was to be
gamers,
attractive and that they
girl
played Halo.
power, and we're attractive women and we're good at first-person
They said
shooter
we're
games,
attractive?
And oh my God, every male gamer was like, had a giant raging boner for them. Oh my God, semi-attractive girls.
Not a semi-attractive.
Play games and did the frag doll. They had pictures of them all over the internet, and they would go across the circuit to MLG. It was a big, oh, the frag dolls will be at this tournament. You must go there and play against them and stuff like that.
They had to be good to beat her,
I
right?
see some people in the chat who know about them, okay? And guess what? They weren't really that good. People who were tournament level players knew it was a joke. It was literally girls who, yeah, they were gamers.
Well, how the hell did they go to all of this stuff if they wasn't good?
They knew that if they didn't know that the basic understanding of the game, they wouldn't get anywhere.
No,
They'd
you
be
dumb
laughing. They
bitch, it
weren't
wasn't
tournament level
fraudulent.
players.
Why?
They literally were only involved
My
in
bad,
the
fam.
tournament scene because they were female. And because they had tits and asses, and because they were the only attractive girls who were there. And it was an absolute ridiculous
No
lie.
other
It was a-
good-looking
it was
girls was there.
a way for them to promote themselves in a genre of gaming where they really didn't belong. They didn't really belong in the competitive scene, and it was taking advantage of young men who were horny teenagers. Oh, I gotta go see the frag dolls, and they would buy their merchandise, and they would give them, money. They basically made a living doing this. It was absolutely preposterous. And someone from the outside, who was a tournament level player, could see that, but the common player was like,
Okay.
oh, I gotta fuck the frag dolls. Of course, they didn't fuck the frag dolls, but that was the thing. It was absolutely
Only
ridiculous
DSP was able to see
nonsense,
through
okay?
the clouds of smoke.
Now,
No one else noticed it.
Ever since
Everybody else loved them
then,
except
it's
real
been-
tournament players.
There are legit female clans that go and play these games and such. But it was this thing in like the early 2000s where girls, we're girl gamers, worship us.
Worship us.
And you know what? I hate to say it and call out. There are people on YouTube with girls, you know it, who are terrible at gaming, but they've got huge YouTube channels just because it's an attractive girl who's playing a video game. And so there is this, it exists, this fake group of people who are playing games, saying that they're fans of games, and then they go to play it and they're terrible at it, and it's obvious.
Play games. They say they like the games and they're bad at the games. Isn't that like every DSP playthrough? I guess it's okay though because he a dude and he grew up in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. See, he got a dick, so it's cool. But those fucking girls that do it, those are fake gamers. Don't watch them.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing, and they're lying through their teeth just to get your view and to make money.
Oh no,
right?
money.
And these people are a joke for anyone who's a legit gamer.
Legit gamer, by the
for us,
way.
It's insulting because we're people who grew up with video games. We supported video games during the developmental years before they ever went mainstream. We really do feel that we have an invested interest in games because we're the ones who stuck up for them and got them to the level where
Yeah.
they are. And now some
DSP
pretty girl
was
just walks
outside
on
picketing
Facebook,
for
"Oh,
video
hi.
games."
Oh, look, I like this game. She plays it and gets 1 million views and makes a fucking $1 million doing it. And it's like, what the fuck?
Louise.
Like, how is this fair to anyone who's really been a fan of it all this time? And the answer is it's not. It's ridiculous commercialism, okay?
All right.
Now, the case in point that Kevin brings up is a different situation. Here's a girl who's a friend of his who apparently he says she's attractive, and she is a fan of games. She grew up with them. She's wearing a Triforce shirt, and kids are making fun of her, saying, oh, she probably isn't a fan of games. Well, the reason that they're doing that is because for a decade we've had fake girl games.
An attractive girl getting made fun of by literal nerds because they're saying that she's not a real gamer. What kind of shit? What kind of situation is this? I'm a dude. I'm hanging out with other dudes. Good looking girl walk up with a Zelda shirt on. We proceed to make fun of the good looking girl in real life. Are they in like the 3rd grade? Well, no, they can't be in the 3rd grade because according to DSP, in the 3rd grade, that's when your testosterone is at its peak level. So this must be like This must be like the 10th grade, because in the 10th grade you just care about passing your classes. You don't care about girls in 10th grade. What the fuck?
Gamers who have been doing this, all right? Who have been doing it just for the attention, just for the money, to literally rip off horny young dudes.
Is she a Twitch streamer?
All right? And so you get a girl like that who, unfortunately, obviously the people at the store are idiots, because if the girl's wearing the Triforce shirt, she's not on YouTube doing it, she's not in Frag Dolls or anything like that, she's just going to the comic book store to get a comic book. You're going to fucking make fun of her because she's wearing a Triforce on her shirt? Well, you know, what are you, an asshole? And the answer is yes, they are. They're assholes. But that's why this mentality now exists. It's kind of flipped. At first it was, wow, these horny dudes. Now it's like those dudes kind of wised up, and now it's like, if there's a girl gamer, that's it, she's not legit, attack her. So it's flipped on its head now. It's flipped. After a decade of girls abusing this, it's now flipped on its head. There are legitimate girl gamers.
You guys know. You know just as well as me that dudes on the internet don't go crazy over even the most average female playing a video game. Nope. No way. Not at all. Never happened. Doesn't happen anymore. Everybody woke now. If you go to Twitch or any Twitch, YouTube, anything, and it's a chick like halfway doing something, but she's a female, they don't have extra views or anything because they're a female. They have extra views because they're a real gamer, and they probably wearing Zelda shirts too. Everybody wise up. They wised up. Gamers are woke now. Back in the day, we wasn't. Now we're woke. We watch females on Twitch and YouTube and Mixer, fucking Smashcast, whatever, because they're real gamers. True and honest gamers. Feels good, man. I'm glad we finally got past that part in gaming history. That's nice. Yeah, Plex Storm too. I'm glad we finally got past that.
On mainstream, and now you've got these
Viveo.
assholes who incorrectly generalize and assume that every female who plays games is a phony, and that's not true. So I do have to say it's messed up. I understand where it came from, why that mentality exists, but it's not right, and you have to take each person for what they are at what they are. If there's a girl who's playing games on YouTube and you watch and she's legitimately having fun and she's obviously knows what she's doing, you know, don't make fun of her and say that she's, you know, oh, she's in it for the money. What? Are you out of your mind? No. I can tell you know.
What if she still is, though?
You go watch their content. They can't even get past the second fucking stage of a simple puzzle game because they've never played one, because they don't like video games, because they're only doing it because it's a fucking fad and it's hot and it's mainstream.
Okay.
Who are there because she's in it for the money. What? Are you out of your mind? No. I can tell you know the people who are there because you go watch their content. They can't even get past the second fucking stage of a simple puzzle game because they never played one, because they don't like video games, because they're only doing it because it's a fucking fad and it's hot and it's mainstream now, and they're taking your time and wasting it so that they can make money, and it's fucking disgusting. And I, obviously, being a real gamer, am totally against it, and I think it's fucking bullshit.
All right, that sounds good to me.
All right. So, we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 questions, but these are kind of short. These questions left, and we've got the stream chat questions. So I'm going to take my
real
final
gamer.
break. We're going to come
Feels
back,
good, man.
and then we're going to finish up these questions.
Keeping it 10 times 10.
Questions in the Q&A for the stream chat. So again, if you're on Twitch TV, hang in there. I'll be back in just a few short minutes. If you're on YouTube, just go ahead and go to part 4, the final part of Ask the King for this month. Thanks, everyone. I'll be right back.
I'm balling so hard like the mayor. I'm balling so hard like the mayor. I'm balling so hard like the mayor. Yeah, yeah.
No! Okay, everyone, welcome to the 4th and final part of...
GTA Online woes, internships, so that's going to be him complaining about not getting paid. Marriage, stream Q&A, hey. Really? Oh, this is when he used to do, well, I think this is when he used to do raffles to pick questions. So they pretty much did a giveaway for him to pick a question. That's how important DSP is. As the normal gamer, you guys got to win a raffle, ask me a question. Have you considered playing Project Spark? It's a better version of Infinity Gaming. But you have more freedom, which is a good and a bad thing. Remember Project Spark? You probably don't. And a bunch of out of context stuff. Fantastic.
Ask the King, episode 37. Yet another long one, but the questions were so good that I felt that we needed to spend the time to go through and properly address them all. So with that said, let's jump back into the
Why is
questions.
this part
Like I said, I
42
got about
minutes long?
7
Why'd you do
left,
this to me?
And then we're actually going to go ahead and answer some of the raffle questions.
Raffle
that were submitted over
questions.
the stream chat during the course of this video. Okay, so
Raffle questions.
this question is from, of all people, Hazard. Hazard always comes up with good ones. His question is this.
Hey,
It
Hazard,
says,
the dude that went on the
"Should
SOK
technical
podcast
networking
back in the day."
difficulties, such as those had with Grand Theft Auto Online this week, impact the quality of the game overall? So, should Rockstar North be criticized?
No,
for the
this
fact
isn't
that
live.
the
This
game
is
is
from
technically at fault
2013.
and be seen to not have done as good of a job because of that? Or should it be that we look past all that and we see what they were going for, and what Grand Theft Auto Online will eventually be, hopefully, in the next couple of weeks? Because
Yeah, he hates
after
GT
all,
Online
many
now.
online titles in recent years, like Diablo 3 and SimCity 4, have all had growing pains. I think you mean SimCity 3, not 4. I don't think 4's out yet, is it? No, I'm confused. Oh no, SimCity. I'm thinking
There you go.
SimCity 4. He's right. Okay. This could simply be an unfortunate part of launching a big, intricate online component of a game that simply can't be helped, like breaking into a new pair of shoes.
What?
Okay. So basically, he's asking, what are my thoughts of GTA Online not working this week? All right. So for those of you who have not tried GTA Online, those of you who are not interested in GTA, here's what
I
happened.
thought everybody was playing it.
Basically, Rockstar sold this game 2 weeks ago and said, you have the single player now. It's probably going to take you 2 weeks to beat it anyway. In 2 weeks' time, we're going to activate the online mode, GTA Online. And they've been promoting the hell out of it. There's been these videos outlining everything you can do, saying it's an immersive world. You can invite up to 15 other people into your game. You can have clans and crews come and do stuff. There's jobs. There's free roam that you can do. You can hold up stores. You can do this. You can do that. Blah, 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 blah. And everyone ran on a Tuesday to do it, and no one could get logged in to do it, because what's happening is people are trying to sign in, and when they try to sign in, this first
Explain
mission
this
is a
to us, by the
tutorial
way.
mission where you race, and it crashes like crazy. This
In
first
extreme
mission just
detail.
crashes like nuts. It's not like Red Dead Redemption, where in Red Dead Redemption, if you remember, when you went to log on for the first time, it just drops you into the open world, then you can go around and do whatever you want, whether it's a mission, whether it's free roam. GTA Online doesn't do that. It tries to matchmake you into this mission where it's a race, and it's a horrid mess that
Oh
doesn't
my
fucking
lord.
work properly.
I thought
Okay?
everybody played it though.
So, most people who have Grand Theft Auto 5 still have not played Grand Theft Auto Online. In addition, here we are 3 days later, some people did get in, played
Fast
with their
forward a
character
few
for
years,
several
Grand Theft
hours,
Auto
then they
Online
tried to
pretty
log
much
in, their character
funding
was
the whole
deleted.
company.
So basically they wasted their
So I
time
guess that worked
playing
out
the
in
game.
some way.
So of course there's all this controversy. People are saying, how could this happen? Rockstar knew they made $1 billion in 3 days. How could they have not known that there would be this many people who want to play it? They're out of their minds. They didn't do their job.
And Cowboy game gonna turn into the same thing.
Okay.
It's gonna be so long
Should
before they make another
this be
game.
weighed into people's overall opinion of the game? Yes, it should. And the reason I say that is because it's this
Fuck
simple.
another game before they even
You
make single
sell
player
a
DLC.
piece of software. That software needs to be functional on day one. And I hate to say that because I know there's people, oh, but there's beta periods and there's this and there's that, and especially online, you have to be considerate and you have to understand that it's a hard thing. All right,
Enough.
Let me
Stop
ask you
making
something.
excuses.
You go to the store, the car dealership, you
Yeah, buy a car.
You drive that car off the lot.
When
The
I bought my
car-
BMW,
the
it
wheels
worked.
fall off the car, and the car explodes. Do you say, "Oh well, I just got the car"? I need
Apparently
to work
video
out some
games cost, I don't know,
bugs,
$30,000,
before
$40,000
I
a
actually
piece?
Get to use the car fully. No, you already paid the money. There was a transaction.
You already
There was a
paid, dude. It should work.
transaction. You paid the money. You got the product. You used the product properly. All right.
You didn't use your car properly. You
There
never got the
seems to be
oil
this
changed.
mentality now with video games, and here's the reason why, by the way.
Uh-oh.
Because when you buy a video game, you don't buy the video game.
You buy a license to play the game.
The video
Of
game.
course.
Just because I bought, I don't have a game. Oh, here we go.
Let me
Just
pick up a
because
game
I
case.
bought Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon, and I physically own the game. Oh, it's not
Whoops.
in there. It's in the 3DS. I physically have the game cartridge. That doesn't mean that I own the code. I can't take that cartridge and copy it and give it to someone else or sell it. I don't. I'm just buying. This is a license to use the software. It's not ownership of the software. So what these companies are basically saying is, oh, well, you bought the license. Technically, the license works. The game boots up, right? So if the game boots up, it is what it is. Your license has been fulfilled. It's up to us to make sure that obviously the game runs like it's supposed to, but we did our part if the game booted up, all right?
Okay.
If you bought
That's
that and
what
it
they
didn't
say.
boot up, then basically they didn't come through on their part.
The game
all right?
license
That's the
boots.
mentality
Don't
of game
complain.
developers.
That's what Rockstar told us.
And guess what? It's bullshit. It's bullshit, and it needs to stop. Because it's the same mentality that they're using to turn it into a copyright infringement suit and say that, oh, well, you bought the license to the software, not the actual software itself, and therefore, if you record your gameplay, we're going to say that it's copyright infringing. Because it's bullshit. It's an interactive medium. It's not a painting. It's not a portrait. It's not a microphone. It's not a piece of technology.
Why would you do that to the mic? Don't do that.
Video games are an interactive medium. And an interactive medium needs to be judged differently than everything else out there. And I've made this case when it comes to copyright stuff. I'm now making the case when it comes to just buying the game and have it fucking work.
It's funny. Interactive media needs to be taken under special consideration. Coming from the dude that does Let's Plays full time. I'm going to assume if he was a painter, if he remixed paintings, he'll say, people need to think twice about paintings because I buy paintings and I change them and it's my, what's the meme? Not constructive. I can't think of it right now. Yeah, I can't think of it right now. It's almost like he actually only cared because of the plot of him. Transformative, that's it. It's his transformative work of art. I bought the painting and I changed that painting. The painting might have been one thing, but I made it something else. You shouldn't take me down. It's a transformative painting, dude. I changed it.
Pay you $60.
It's just hard to take him serious when he try to lobby for anything, because it's always something that got to do with him directly.
Working game, not a broken one or a game that's not quite finished.
Like he can have a riot outside his house and he don't care as long as they don't touch his lawn.
If Rockstar
he don't fucking
wanted
care.
to do GTA Online, but they knew that on day one when they flipped the switch that the servers were going to fuck up, what they should have done was released a worldwide beta and said to everyone on day one for this beta, you can play it. And you can play it for a week, only 1 week. We're going to use that week to test the server load. And day one, the server
that don't mean shit.
crashed,
The beta wouldn't have worked, and then the final game still wouldn't have worked.
They would have turned the servers off, changed the code, booted them back on. On day two, everyone would have tried to get in. Maybe you get past the tutorial mission. Now they find out that people's characters are getting deleted. They would have turned the servers off. They would have fixed the problem. They would have turned it back on. And they would have done that for a week until it worked. They didn't do that. Instead, they just said, we're going to give you this online mode. We're going to claim it's done. You're going to pay the money for it ahead of time. With
they paid for the single player
part, outside of our internal team. And then we're going to just launch it and pray that it fucking works. And if it doesn't, well, guess what? We got $1 billion of your dollars, so we'll be on the couch.
Are they Rick James?
Like this. Oh, yes.
Yeah, fuck your couch.
Honey, here, come suck my cock. So I got $1 billion.
Yeah, one dude got the $1 billion.
This is what
one dude got a $1 billion check for that game.
It's ridiculous. If I pay my money, the game that you sold me needs to be functional, all right? And it's not. In the past few years, how many games have we played, especially games with multiplayer, where the multiplayer is absolute crap for weeks on launch? Now, it's not my fault that your game's popular and you didn't anticipate.
It's not my fault it's popular. I'm just promoting it for free.
It's your responsibility as the game developer to buy enough servers.
Yeah, buy more servers.
To make sure they fucking work and to make sure that what you instantly
just buy some servers and turn them on. The game should work.
GTA
Come on.
Online at the very beginning is completely fucked up because the coders are
coders,
idiots.
by the way.
They thought we're gonna make the
turn the
first
servers
tutorial
on.
mission that everyone has to do at once instead of just dropping
You
them
changed
into the
from
world
ovens,
first,
I guess.
And then if they want to do the tutorial mission, they can. So you've got hundreds of thousands of people who want to play GTA Online are locked standing in a fucking parking lot like this against two other dudes.
He stood up in front of the camera like 3 times during this
tutorial race because of poor planning and poor design, game design by Rockstar North. All right. But all that being said, the actual single-player component of Grand Theft Auto 5 is pure fucking genius.
Basically, wait, what? Whatever. Wait, what? Basically, what he's saying is that they should have predicted the future, just like those people that ran the helicopter companies. Not the helicopter companies, the plane people. They should have predicted 9/11. So the developers for GTA 5 should have predicted that the game wouldn't work. Sounds good to me.
It's
pure
one of the
genius,
best
by the
games
way.
I've ever played. It blew me the fuck away. It was long
Pure
as hell,
genius.
tons of content, to the point where I went back
10 out of
yesterday
10.
and did hours of more gameplay of the side content, and there's still more to do. So it's one of the longest, most engrossing, best experiences of gaming that I've had in a long fucking time. So I'm torn. On one hand, I played this amazing single-player game that I still can go back and play more of, and I paid $60 for it. On the other hand, there's this completely broken online mechanic that I was promised, it was promoted, it was hyped, and they built it up to be something amazing, and it doesn't even fucking work. So it's a dichotomy of feeling, all right? So right now, if you were to review the game, you have to review it honestly. If I had a deadline,
Jeez, and this is
I had to review Grand Theft Auto
2013.
5 today, I
All
would
these
say,
years later, a bunch of
fucking
people
amazing
still playing this
single player
shit.
blows me
So
away.
we're not working for a few
Online
days
is
didn't mean
non-functional.
anything.
Is that a negative? It is, but is the single player by itself good enough for this game to warrant a good score? And that's how I would have to review the game. If I review the game in 2 weeks and the online fucking works and it's great, my review score might be different. And this is the problem. This is innately what I say is wrong with these games media who get the game ahead of time and review it ahead of time. Right now, there is not one fucking person who can review Grand Theft Auto 5 and give it a legitimate score at all. On the planet.
I thought you agreed with
No
the girl
one's
that gave it a
actually
lower
fully
score
played
because it was
GTA
sexist.
Online yet. Until you've played it and you know how it is.
He told us
you
he
can't
agreed with that other
the
review in the
game.
same
So
video.
Every score that's on Metacritic right now is bullshit. Every motherfucking score is bullshit.
Now it's a bullshit
They
review
don't
because of
review the
other
game
reasons.
properly. They're all unprofessional.
Well, there you go.
You cannot review a game till you play every fucking part of it. So fuck these idiots who are, everyone's going to want our score for GTA 5. Rush it out. Rush it out. Like, fuck
What about
you.
the GameSpot
You are a
review
gaming
from the
media outlet.
SJW?
It's your responsibility to do a proper review of the game. For anyone to have
oh
reviewed
well.
the game yet is fucking wrong. It's actually immoral because you're skewing the experience of what the game is for everyone by reviewing it ahead of time.
It's immoral, by the way.
And I'm tired of it. I really am. I'm tired of the mainstream gaming media doing this bullshit. All right. So, should the fact that the GTA Online not working affect scores? Yes. Right now, if you were to review the game right now, it should affect the score. If in 2 weeks it works,
I thought you shouldn't
then
review
the
it at
score
all.
can change. This is what the problem is. But yes, you should hold Rockstar North accountable. They should, if they're going to highly promote and say this is a brand new thing, we've never done this before, the mode is completely separate from the campaign, you're going to have leveling up characters, Rockstar Social Club, which doesn't even fucking work half the time, is going to be implemented into this. If you're going to hype it up, it has to work. You can't take my money and then give me an imperfect product. That's not how
That's what they
business
did,
works.
too.
But for some reason,
That's exactly
game
what they did.
developers seem to be getting away with it because they have this little, you didn't buy the game, you bought a license to play the game, and the game booted, so we did our part. Fuck you. Enough of the cop-out. You fucked up. Rockstar North made an outstanding single-player experience and has completely botched their multiplayer experience because they're fucking being stupid about
All
it.
right.
There should have been a beta where they solved these problems, and they did.
Shout out to
Okay, next
Rockstar for being
question.
stupid.
All right, so now we are into a few Twitter and Facebook, and then we're
Oh,
going to go to the
God.
stream
Twitter
Q&A,
and
okay?
Facebook
So this one
questions.
is actually from the Area Lord.
Harry Lord.
And he asks, hey, Phil, did you ever participate in any internships while in college?
What a dumb question, Harry Lord. You ought to know
I
this.
did, actually, incidentally. There was one internship that I did. I did it during a
Why
summer.
would he ask him this?
And the internship that I did was for, I believe it was
Even in
Northwestern
2013, people knew this. Squinting, by the way.
Network. It was selling life insurance.
This is thinking
Okay?
face.
Selling life insurance. And it was a complete joke. It was actually a scam. It was a way for them to basically make cheap
Admits
money.
he
What
was
they
part of
do
a life
is they take
insurance
kids
scam.
who are in college and say, hey, look, come do this during the summer. It's a summer program. We'll teach you how to sell insurance. We'll actually fly you out to our national conference to see what it's all about. And then we'll get some training there. We'll fly you home, and then you can start selling life insurance. And if you choose to stay on with the company in the fall, maybe we'll hire you full-time as an agent, all right? Complete fucking scam. What they did teach you how to sell life insurance, but they gave you joke leads. It was like cold calling leads. So instead
Yeah.
of me, actually learning anything about the financial industry, I was sitting there cold calling people all day at 6 in the fucking morning trying, do you want life insurance? People were like, what the fuck are you? Cold calling me about life insurance. Fuck you. And they'd hang up on me. And that was pretty much my whole summer. Then at the end of the summer, I had 2 sales lined up. One was my godfather, and one was a friend of my father.
This is
And they were both
very
gonna buy it. I
weird.
was going to get a little bit of commission. And they asked me, do I want to stay on? And I said, maybe let me think about it. I didn't decide immediately. And then eventually I said, you know what? I don't have enough people lined up. I don't feel like cold calling for a living. I don't want to do it. So I did call them and I said, listen, thanks for the opportunity. I don't want to do it. 2 weeks later, I get a bill in the mail. Oh, well, since you didn't follow through with it, we're billing you now for the rental of the office space and all the equipment you used during the summer. What? They never mentioned that whatsoever when I worked there, okay? So basically, I wrote them a letter, and the letter said, go fuck yourself. I'll never pay you a dime. I'm tearing up your bill. Don't ever contact me again. So I did. I wrote them this letter. They never contacted me again, but here's what happened.
What?
Obviously, that was somewhere I worked. I put it on my resume stupidly, which I shouldn't have done. The next employer that I had called them for a reference, and the guy literally, which you can't do. It's against state law in the state of Connecticut to say something negative about a previous hire of yours.
What?
The guy who they called, who was my supervisor, told the person who was my new potential employer, Phil sucks at business. He's a horrible salesperson. He's not cut out for it. Don't even waste your time with him.
What?
So he basically broke the law. If I had followed through, I could have sued him for thousands and thousands of dollars because that's considered slander in the state of Connecticut.
You wrote him a letter saying,
that was
fuck
my
you.
internship experience. Wasn't it great? Now, I did have several other internship opportunities at certain places like investment firms and banks. Here's the
What?
problem. All of the internships that were ever offered to me, all right, were basically at the same time as school. So I would have to be doing this alongside attending classes, and they were all unpaid internships. And this is the joke.
I don't
that
know if he's gonna bring up then the bank thing or whatever, but he told us plenty of times that he worked for Wells Fargo, and it was literally a scam. That's what he say about his job for Wells Fargo. That he was basically looking for people that was already doing bad and was desperate for money. And they gave him loans and gave him, like, you know, they kind of fucked over him and put him in more debt eventually. That's a job he admitted to having a lot of times. And in this video, he admitting to doing another scam job for life insurance. So he had 2 scam jobs within 5 years. Sound like that was... Okay, I guess he's good at being a scammer.
The educational world right now is that for you to get your foot in the door to a lot of industries, they want you to have experience. The only way to get experience is to have an internship.
Trying to complain about
The only way you
internships.
do the internship is if you don't work another job, all right? During my whole college life, I actually worked a part-time job. And I
Yeah,
used
he
that
said
money to
plenty of
pay my
times that he
bills,
didn't do
to help pay for
internships
tuition, to pay for
'cause he needed
food,
money.
all that stuff. I needed
But
to. I
apparently he
needed
had
to
an
do that
internship
job
scamming his
in order to have
family
money to
members.
live. I wasn't rich. I'm not a rich person. My parents didn't have millions of dollars to invest in me so that I could not have to worry about all that stuff. And
Also not rich, by the way. Parents don't have money. Grew up in a bad neighborhood, but they spent extra money to quote him to send him to a nun school. But they didn't have money. My God.
so I could do an unpaid internship.
Private
all
Catholic school with the
This is
hot
big
nuns.
misconception
My parents
right now
didn't have
in the
money.
business world. Oh, well, if the reason that everyone can't find a job is because they just don't have the motivation to do
Oh,
it.
man.
You know, when I was a kid, I worked my internship while I was going to college, and then I was hired by the company that I interned for right out of college. So these kids have no excuse. And then you go to look at the person.
He should have
who
got
said
an
that,
internship
he's
for the
fucking-
scam,
his
well, a
parents
job
were
for the scam
millionaires.
company.
His parents paid his way through college. His parents paid for all his expenses, so he never had to work a real job. You know what I mean? He got paid the way. So fuck that. But it's really a way for these people who have money to get all the jobs. And I know people, oh, Phil's a conspiracy nut, and he's no. Just think about that. The only way to get a good job is to have experience. The only way to get experience is to do an unpaid internship. The only way you can do an unpaid internship is if you don't already have a job, so you can do the internship. And the only way that you can not have a job is if someone's paying your way through life. So if you're
Confirmed, the only people that have jobs are people that are millionaires or people that have rich parents.
I'm ballin' so hard like the mayor. I'm ballin' so hard like the
What the hell is this?
Yeah.
I did nothing wrong in any job, ever.
The people that have money really, really want to get those jobs. All of those young kids, like if you look on Instagram and see those young kids that's driving Ferraris and shit because their parents have money, those are the people stealing your jobs. Those people are stealing your jobs because they want to work hard for their money, obviously. Not this guy here. You see this dude with the cowboy hat on? He wanted to work hard for his job. They wouldn't give him a job though. He had to work for free scamming people first.
parents aren't rich, you can't get the good jobs because you can't do the internship.
What a
It's
meme.
ridiculous. It's a class. It's a way for
What
the
a
upper
fucking
class of
meme.
America, at least, to keep the middle class down. And it's disgusting. It really is. It's disgusting. I wanted to do other internships, and I asked my parents, "Can you pay my bills?" They said, "No, we can't." Pay
Mom,
your bills.
can you
We're
pay
paying
my
our
bills?
We don't have a lot of money.
You
So
send me
that's
to
it.
nun
That's
school,
unfortunately
Mom.
what
Pay my
happens with
bills.
internships. Now let me tell you, if you have the opportunity to do an internship and you can make it work, do it by all means. You'll probably get a job after college. I was never given that opportunity.
Thank you for the $10, Coleman. I did nothing wrong.
Okay.
He was always
Next
special in
question
his
is
stories, and
from
he never did
Adam.
anything wrong.
All right. And Adam says, Are you going to ask your girlfriend to marry you yet?
Oh,
or
yeah.
anytime soon?
Panda Lee.
What a cute question.
Bitch!
The thing is,
Bitch!
Leanna and I are intelligent
Bitch!
adults, all right? And unlike a lot of
Bitch!
people who rush into stuff
Damn!
that really they're not equipped for in life yet, we're taking it at the pace that we want to and the pace that we know is best. It would make zero sense for us to marry each other and have kids and stuff if we don't even live together yet, all right? I live in Connecticut here in this condo. She lives in Pennsylvania, all right, with her mom. Our goal is that in the next year, God, please help us with this. I mean,
Please help us. I'm not
we wanna
religious,
move.
by the way.
I want to get out of Connecticut. She wants to get out of Pennsylvania. We want to move to a state that's much cheaper to live in than this state. Okay? Want to get a bigger place so that I have my own room to do my recordings. Right now,
Office.
my living room, it's a fucking mess. I can't do with it what I want to do. I want to do green
Never
screen
happen.
stuff. I have all these creative ideas. I can't.
Creative ideas never
The
happen.
place is too cramped. There's nowhere to do it. The stuff that I want to do. Okay? I want to move to a bigger place. I'll have an office and/or studio room where I can do all my work out of. All right? Once we do that, once we move in together,
Yeah, he do
now
seem
we've
pretty
lived
defensive
together
about this
a
for some
while,
reason.
and then you would start thinking about things like marriage. You don't rush into shit, because when you rush it, that's when it goes sour. You rushed into it, you did it too early, now you're stuck in a position maybe you can't get out of, you're stuck in a position that maybe you weren't equipped for yet, and we're taking it slow, we're taking it the way that we feel is best for our own pacing, and that's the
I like this. We taking it slow, even though she traveled like half across the country on a fucking train to stay with me for a week every month. Taking it slow, by the way. Taking it slow, but I showed her to the internet. Taking it slow. Can't have kids to get married, but I can fuck you every month. We taking it slow.
No spicy sausage for me.
Sounds good.
Right now with us. There you go. Next question. From Eric.
Shout out to
He
Eric.
asks, hey Phil, if you ever have kids, would you actually let them watch your content once they come of age?
They're gonna
First of
see
all,
the
I would not
masturbation
let
video.
a small child, watch my content. I swear too much. I rage. I swear. Use dirty jokes. My
He wouldn't let a
content is
kid
not
watch him,
for,
by the way.
you know, underage audiences. I would say the age that I would consider letting someone start to watch my content would be maybe around 13-ish, because that was around the age when I started to mature. I was watching rated R movies, you know.
What about the
adult humor,
testosterone in
and
the
I
third
understood.
grade?
I was mature enough in my head so that this is joking stuff. This isn't for real. Just because I saw in Mortal Kombat someone rip someone's arms off doesn't mean that I'm going to go do it. Just because I see someone on the internet making immature jokes doesn't mean that that's you know, a way to live your life, and that's, you know, necessarily the way that he really feels. He's just making a joke. All right. So whatever the age of reason is, that would be the age.
13-year-olds are reasonable.
My son or daughter watch that kind of content. I don't think my parents. I don't think my kids would ever be interested in watching my content, simply because right now the content I'm putting out is dating.
What?
You're watching certain video games and stuff. In 2 years, 3 years, who's
He's
gonna
shaking
care
during
about the
this too.
videos
His
that I
little
made,
weird,
you know, this
like,
year, unless
leg
it's a really
thing.
popular playthrough, right? So that being said, if you're talking about if I'm still making videos when I have a kid, I don't know, because when you think about it, all right, let's say a few years I have a kid, so now
Yeah,
I'll
a few years.
another 13 years. If you're really thinking 15 to 20 years, I'll still be doing full playthroughs of games on YouTube like I'm doing right now.
Stomach
I don't
condition.
have a clue what I'm going to be doing in 15 to 20 years, all right? So we'll talk about it when we get to that stage. Right now, I don't think it's a moment of anything of contention. Next question is from
Now, what the
Dante
hell happened
Sparga.
since
Can we
then
expect
between then and
DS
now? Because now you don't want to have kids at all
anytime soon?
under any
Being
circumstance.
that I'm not trying to, but I end up talking about politics
Cat.
more and more these days with Ask the King. A lot of people have expressed interest in my feelings about politics. However, that's not what I'm known for.
Bro,
That
he
doesn't
talked
mean-
about politics half of this video. Well, half of this series of videos, just October 3rd, Ask the King. Especially if you take into consideration like the gaming politic bullshit. But people don't want to hear me talk about politics.
that people aren't interested. That doesn't mean that people might not get to know me because of my views on politics and stuff like that.
Jeez Louise.
However, I have no plans at this time to do it. Here's the reason why. It's the same thing with religion, all right? Unfortunately, politics and religion are such an important thing for so many people, but they're also one of the most dividing things. When you express what your belief is on a subject, there are people that if they don't agree with you, they're done with you. So right now I might come out and say I'm either pro or anti-abortion, and if I made that statement, all right, Oh my God!
Why
I
would a
agree with
gamer
that.
need to
Bye,
tell
Phil. Never
people this?
watching your videos again. Fuck your gaming content. Fuck you. Fuck you.
It's the fourth time
No
he stood
way.
up in these
That's
videos.
ridiculous. It's absolutely mature and childish that you can't believe that someone has a difference of opinion than you, to the point where just because you have a difference of opinion, you hate that person and you're not going to watch their stuff anymore. So I've purposely
Oh.
shied away from those kinds of issues.
That was
For the
not a
most
good
part.
example
There's
for a
been times when it
difference of
comes up,
opinion.
Like today, it came up earlier, but for the most part, I try to ignore it because that's not what I'm known for. You know what I mean? In the future, and this is what I mean, in the future, in 15, 20 years from now, maybe I'll be heavily involved in this kind of stuff. I'll have these issues I'll be involved in, and maybe I will want to be involved in that kind of stuff. But I'll tell you right now, I will keep that stuff separate. I will not, you won't
Yeah, he
see
wanted
me
to make a
doing
politics
that
channel.
stuff on my gaming channel or anything like that. Right now, it's not anything I'm interested in doing. It's always a possibility for expansion and growth in the future, so we'll see what happens with that. But right now, I have no plans to do stuff like that. Okay.
All right, sounds
and then
good.
The last question, and then we're going to go to the stream chat
Oh,
questions.
great.
And we'll be done for
Stream
this
chat
episode.
questions.
This one's from Devontae Brown, and he asks, "Are you watching Marvel's Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. on ABC?"
What?
It's the Marvel television show set after the events in the Avengers movie, with Agent Coulson, the S.H.I.E.L.D. agent from the movies, and the main character who was thought to be stabbed and killed by Loki. Yes, I have been watching it. I've watched
Out of all the
episodes that have
things,
come
he
out so
picked this
far.
question ahead of time.
The fuck? I'm trying to close the text file here. And I've seen both episodes, and what I have to say about it is this: it's the show itself on its own merits isn't a bad show. If you want to see like a spy thriller drama kind of show, it's entertaining. The cool tie-ins to the Marvel Universe are also entertaining. But if you saw Iron Man, if you saw Thor and Captain America, and you saw the Avengers, and you think that what you're going to see in this show is like that, you are sadly mistaken. They do
Wrong.
not have that kind of production
Guess
budget.
what?
The special effects
Wrong.
are very,
I
TV-esque,
agree.
cheesy special effect. You're not going to see superheroes. There are already 2 episodes, no hint of any of the superheroes whatsoever showing up. Also, absolutely preposterous. The cast is so preposterous. In the first episode, they run into this girl that's supposed to be like an internet hacker, and she hacks stuff.
We
to try to
getting
reveal the truth
details
about
on
stuff
this.
the
So
government
many
covers up.
details.
She's fucking gorgeous. She's like a supermodel.
She
She's got
looks
big
too good.
tits, a
Get
fit.
outta here.
Yes, because we all know that that's what most gorgeous supermodels go into is internet fucking hacking.
They should have got an
Get
ugly
the
chick to
fuck
play the
out of here.
part.
It's just the most
Then I could complain about that.
ridiculous, casting of like all the people are like beautiful, gorgeous people. They have this girl who's supposed to be like a lab rat scientist girl. She's a supermodel, and her partner is like a really good looking.
Wait a minute.
He's a lab rat. Whatever. You know what I mean? It's odd.
Don't this go against him defending the gamer girl thing? Remember that in the same video? I think this is the same one. No, it was the one before this. So gamer girls could be attractive, but hackers can't be attractive in a TV show. Oh, come on.
They're just actors, and that's what I hate when
God damn it.
can ruin the whole immersion. If they had casted different people, the show might
They go
actually,
against,
might
like,
be better.
the
They
same
cast
series of
absolutely
videos.
Ridiculous for that show.
Get him out of here.
Okay, so that being said, the show's not bad. I'll have more of an opinion on that as we go on in the year and we see more.
The reason I
episodes,
talk
okay?
to myself
All
is
right,
because
so,
I'm the only one
all
whose
that being
answers I
said-
accept.
For the $1.99. Brandon 03. Us? No. Oh God. Brendan 03? You know what? Fuck it. It's Brandon 03 now. I'm gonna pretend that that's how it's supposed to be said.
Now we're going to answer a small handful of questions from the stream chat, and that'll be the end of the
Thank you
episode.
for the quick buck.
I would ask my mods if we could please go into sub-only mode now. on
Hey,
the stream chat on the
sub-only
TV
mode.
channel, and we will begin pulling questions.
Wow.
Why I'm doing this with my hands? I don't know.
Sub only mode to do a raffle
Okay.
for a question answer giveaway, I guess. You gotta send them a quarter to answer a question, huh? What a weird way to do a Q&A. Sub only mode and pick somebody as
hello?
a raffle.
There we go. I vanished. There we go. We're now in subscriber only mode.
That's so weird.
We'll begin to draw questions.
That's so weird.
All right. The first question is from DSP Gaming Fan.
And you
11.
answer a question from this
Is there any time in
username.
your schedule where no games are coming out where you consider playing Disney Infinity? Well, I was. I actually had planned on trying out Disney Infinity because I never played any of that Skylanders stuff, and I wanted to see exactly what it was all about. Unfortunately, the release timing was some of the worst. It came out during a Sunday on a week when there were like multiple new releases that I had to play. I knew I was going to have no time to play the game if I bought it. And then I found out the game is insanely fucking expensive. The game was like, what, $80 to $100, and if you want to buy the little figures, they're like $20.
Yeah, he did this his
shit.
first time he was
like,
on Twitch before he left and went to YouTube.
It's a video game. I don't care about the little collectible figure. It's still a video game. Why am I paying all this money for expansions? It's a gimmick for kids to spend all their money. You know.
Yeah, kids with all of that money.
Summer, now they'll probably ask for it. For
oh no, never mind. They asked for Christmas.
Figures. It's a money pit, so I don't recommend anyone check it out.
They all play Fortnite now.
All right. Next question. Let's see.
Oh boy.
Next question is from Captain Nobody. He says, what is it like not being able to be the most inept person on the internet? What?
What?
What is it like not being able to be the most inept person on the internet?
Oh, them trying to troll.
It's like an insult that he failed on. It's like he wanted to ask me, what is it like being the most inept person? But then he said, what is it like not being able to be?
Why would you even read this out loud?
That question baffles me. It's terrible. If it was a trolling attempt, it was terrible. If it was a legit question, it was also terrible.
I thought it was a raffle to pick a question.
Okay.
Good job.
Yo, DSP, say slow movements.
Why are we reading these dumb things? I thought it was a raffle.
Let's see.
Is this for 20 minutes? No way. He got to find something they're going around about.
The Silent Warrior 25, he asks, Phil, did you know that you have or will have an option to censor comments
Silent
on
Warrior
video,
still exists too.
so
I think you go on the forums.
Any more vulgar comments? Will you possibly use this feature in the future? That does not exist right now. Right now, the only option that you get when you upload a video is yes or no to comments. Having to manually approve every single comment before they show up, which I'm not going to deal with. You know how long it'll be my whole day. Enabling people to thumbs up or down comments and allowing people to thumbs up or down the video. That's it. There's no censorship option.
Censorship
I would not
option.
run any kind of censorship on comments unless I absolutely knew what it was and I knew how it worked and it made sense. Just someone saying a swear word isn't the reason why I think a comment should be censored. I think it's if like, you know, oh, what the fuck, that was a crazy moment. All right. Well, that fat fucking piece of shit, I hate his guts, that's different. You know what I mean? So, I don't think that you
discuss
can
different things completely.
Comment and understand it enough to know what should or shouldn't be censored. So I'm not doing anything like that in the future. Okay. Next question is from Ryuzuki. He says, "Who's your favorite porn star?" I already answered that.
He did?
I said it was Mandingo.
Oh, it's sarcasm.
And it's ridiculous that you would ask me the same question again. These are terrible questions that are being drawn. Please maybe have another question and hopefully it's better. These are terrible.
The mods are drawing these terrible questions. What's going on here?
Terrible random questions. Oh.
And these are subs. What's going? What?
Oh my god, another terrible question. Oh, we're not getting any good ones. What's his name? Volkhead asks, where are the videos?
Wow, he being real nice to these people.
Oh my god, another one. We're literally pulling every illegitimate question. It's stupid, man. Alright. Mexican Duck asks, what is your favorite radio station in GTA 5? I really don't have one. I'm going to be honest with everyone. I think a lot of people are kind of...
Oh yeah, he hates the new music that the kids
all
like.
the amazing things that they improved in Grand Theft Auto 5, the music seems to be the one that's lacking the most. The music's terrible. Like they have this is classic rock. And then they start to play like old shitty pop songs that aren't considered rock music. And you're like, what the fuck? What is this? And you go to a station that's supposed to be rock music, and again, it's all pop music. This is not rock music. They have a lot of like rap from the 90s, like gangster rap, NWA, Dr. Dre, that kind of stuff.
Shout out to Dr. Dre.
It's got Hispanic music, so if you're Hispanic, maybe you like it. But obviously, people singing in Spanish, I don't know what the hell they're singing about, so I don't like that too much. The country station, I mean, you know, there's nothing there that's really appealing. Even the pop station, it has like 2 songs that you would recognize, and everything else is shit.
All right, there you go.
Wow, they really... comparing it to Saints Row 4, which just came out, which, yeah, of course it's not amazing music, but it's like iconic songs, So, yeah, you got the touch by Stan Bush and you say she says she's just a friend, that kind of song. Songs that you recognize from the time, the different time frames. Those are cool.
But Saints Row
Iconic
4
songs
don't
you
even
can sing
take
along
place
to.
in the past.
Stuff in GTA 5 is like, what is this?
All right, I
It's
guess
just
so.
like odds and ends, the oddest selection of music, almost like they overblew their budget on the
Oh,
game,
yeah.
on designing the game, and they realized they didn't have enough money to license good music. So I don't know what happened there. I really don't have a favorite station. I think the music sucks. I really do.
At least they gave the dude a response, I guess.
Next question is from Jer2255. Says, what do you think about Final Fantasy 14? Would you play it on stream? It's an MMO. I have no interest in it. It's a time sinker, and I just don't feel like playing it because it's an MMO. You know what I mean? MMOs don't lend themselves well to playthroughs, so.
Got to be a
let's
Patreon event.
We have another question, please.
Mm-hmm.
Probably answer a couple more since we've had such horrible questions.
They should have thought of it ahead of time and posted a paragraph on the forums.
All right, this one is from XDom. Oh my God, XDom X21. Holy shit! And XDom X21 says the following: move to Canada and start a business with me. We'll make millions, I promise.
This is what we read.
Well, here's
there
the
you
thing.
go.
This is what a lot of people don't realize.
I can't move to
The
Canada.
United States
They're
of
gonna
America
kick me
is
out.
very unique in the fact that we accept anyone who wants to come into our country for any reason. Like literally, we
This
let
is all
everybody
like Dave
in.
coming out.
You just say, I'm just here to take a shit, and they stamp the fucking paperwork and let them in. Not a lot of countries do that. A lot of countries are very wary about who they let in and out of their country for national security, but also for the economics and just the safety, overall safety of the citizens of the country. So, perfect example here, Canada. Would
Yeah,
not
in
just let me
2013, it
into
was
the
so easy to
country
get in the country.
just to live there. If I just say, I just want to live here and maybe start a business, they would say, no. Really, they would say, no, you may not come in. Canada, if you want to live there, they want a legit reason. So I have a job at a school as a teacher. They've hired me. They say, okay, welcome. All right. Or here, I have $5 million in investment capital. I want to invest it in a Canadian workforce, a Canadian business. I'm going to open on Canadian soil. It's going to support Canada. Okay, come in.
You need to have millions of
I'm
dollars
just
to move
Joe
to Canada, I
Schmo,
guess.
And I'm here
That's been confirmed,
for
yeah.
tourism, they'll let you in. But if you were there past the time you're supposed to be there, you get the fucking Das Boot, all right? That's what happens with a lot of countries. They're like, if you're not here for a legit reason, get the fuck out. Because we don't want people just squatting here and using our resources. And Canada's one of those
The maple
countries that's
syrup.
like that. So I couldn't just go to Canada and just meet up with someone and try to start a business. It wouldn't happen. I'd have to have the capital and everything in place already by the time I moved there. Okay.
But I thought he had a business, his YouTube channel.
Let's see here.
Oh, come on. Canada should take him. He can help the economy. All of those workers that he can hire out there.
This one's the Mono Gordo says, DSP, do you feel in charge? No, Charles is in charge. Everyone knows that. He's in charge of our days and our nights. And Charles, I want Charles in charge of me.
Yeah, all of the people in this chat understood that reference.
No one's going to get that joke.
Yeah, there you go.
Next question is from...
Shout out to Charles in
Hold up,
charge,
shit.
I guess.
That's not who it's from. It's from Catigan619. And it says, what advice would you give for someone who's looking for a partnership network for their channel?
Oh.
All right, good
Machinima.
question. Number one, is the partnership network reputable? What you're going to want to do if you are getting offers, okay, or if you're looking into it, you want to see what networks
If
are
your name drop is
reputable.
going to be name drop of
There are
Machinima and
unfortunately
like
some networks
Maker
out
or
there
some
that
shit.
apparently are scamming people, so I want you to be aware of that. There are networks out there claiming that they're going to pay you a certain amount and saying that they're going to pay it in a certain way, and they don't. They welsh on that. So you're going to want to see if a network has contacted you. You're going to want to look and do research on the internet. Are people posting about this and talking about it and saying this network's a ripoff? All right. Number two, what features does that network have, and are those the kind of features you're looking for? You may want to join a network that has a constant point of contact, so if you need to reach them, you know exactly who to go to. You might want a network that's going to pull you data on your channel. So maybe the type of videos you make, you want to see what's more popular than not. Can you pull me a data on views and invoice or whatever that's outside of analytics? Because YouTube analytics is a steaming pile of fucking shit that never
All
works.
right.
It's wrong.
Analytics don't work because they don't tell me what I want to know. Sounds good.
Does the company that's going to partner your channel give you perks? All right. Are they going to give you the ability to possibly do travel and attend certain events? Remember, Machinima last year got me into
People
E3.
get
That
partnered
was
and they
awesome.
all get to
Will they
travel
do that kind of stuff
for free.
Or are they quite literally just
The
a
dude that he
company
sent this
that's gonna
message in his Twitch
count your
chat, they
views,
obviously have like
send you a
400,000 subs.
paycheck, and that's it. You'll never hear from them again. If you have problems, are they going to ignore your requests for help? Ignore your feedback requests? You know what I mean? And it's hard right now. I'm going to be honest with everyone. It's hard right now because, number one, there's a lot of companies that are trying to partner people. All right? There's a hell of a lot more than ever before. And number two, some companies are falling apart at the seams. There's actually some
Name
companies
drop?
who are making big money are now making way less, if making anything, because of the way that YouTube has changed. The amount of money that people are making on ads has
Nope,
changed.
no name drop.
Adblock has changed the whole atmosphere of everything. One thing that I don't like, but unfortunately this is what 99% of these partnership companies are doing, is they're not guaranteeing you anything. So for example, I do make a flat rate
Special
of money
boy, by the way.
based off of views. If I get a certain amount of views, I get paid a certain rate of money.
On a legacy contract that he
Most
loses
people aren't getting
eventually.
that anymore. What they're getting is you just make money based off of the amount of ad revenue that your channel generates. Now wait a minute. Wait a minute here. I don't make the ads, okay? I don't promote the ads. I don't
This is a
sign
terrible
these
idea,
companies
by the
to
way.
advertise on my videos. I do none of that. That's the responsibility of the partnership company. So if I bring in the views,
I'm surprised at
people are
any
viewing
point in
my
time people
content,
got paid
but my
straight off of
videos aren't
views.
generating
'Cause
ad revenue,
that's a joke.
Is that my fault or is that the partnership company's fault? All right. So if you're in an agreement or if you're thinking to sign an agreement that's a variable rate based on the performance of ads, I think that's terrible because for you it should be how many views you bring in, not what's generating ad revenue, because you're not responsible for the ads. The partnership company is. So that's something you want to be careful of. I've gotten lots of offers from companies like that, and I said no. I'd be out of my mind. I know ad revenue is down on YouTube right now. Why on earth would I agree to a contract that fluctuates what I get paid based off of ad revenue when I don't control ad revenue?
And that revenue
Okay.
is way worse now.
Something to think about.
So I guess he's screwed, right?
I'll probably answer
Which
one or
is the
two
future.
more. Edgar V88 asks, will I ever play Telltale's Jurassic Park?
Whoops.
No. Why would I do that? It's
It's an old
ancient at
game.
this
Why would I
point.
play that?
All right, let's pull one or two more questions, everyone, please.
You got to get remaster for him to play it. Gotta wait on some more raffle winners. Oh my lord.
And I'm not getting another question, so hold on. There we go.
Oh my god.
All right, T-Hawk Can Fly
God
asks,
damn.
do you mind if aliens invaded
yeah,
and took
okay.
over Earth just for the hell of
Aliens.
it? Next question, please.
You should have just ended this stream early.
Oh my god. Oh my god, man. Terrible, terrible, terrible stream questions this time, guys. Come on, man. This one's from Mudkip Overlord. He says, have you watched the ending of Breaking Bad? What do you think of the show as a whole? I have not seen the ending. I'm about 2 to 3 episodes away. I've been watching it free on demand on my cable box. It has free on demand, my cable service. And so
Free?
yeah, I am gradually watching it episode by episode. I think I have 2 to 3 more to go. As a series as a whole, I like it. I think they're ending it at exactly the right time. If they've gone anymore and dragged it out like they did with something like Dexter, the series may have gotten way too freaking long. Overall, it's one of the best series I think I've seen in a long time, showing just what happens to people when they're put in these crazy situations, that it's life or death, and what extent people will go to protect their families. Pretty good show. All right, one more.
Well, there you go. Confirmed everybody selling enough
What is it
to
about all these,
pay
this
for their
next question
pay
is
their
also
bills.
about something like
Sounds
this.
good.
Swindled F says, did you watch any of the Harry Potter series? And if you did you like it? Ooh, yes, I did. I've seen almost every Harry Potter movie. I think there was one I saw half of or something. It's all right. I can understand why kids would like it. It's an ongoing, continuous universe with continuity between the movies. People
What the
love
hell are
that.
these questions?
It didn't
This is
blow
like
me
stuff
away.
you
I
would
mean, I'm
ask
not
them
into
on
magic,
Twitter and
you
he'd
know
give you
what I
a
mean?
yes or no
When I was a
response.
kid, I was into guns and aliens and robots and blow shit up. I wasn't, hippopotamus, hosabobotamus, suckamacakamus. You know what I mean? Like, that's so stupid. I'm not into magic, but that's just my opinion. There's millions of people worldwide that love the series. I wasn't, like, blown away by it, but I can see why people would like it. All right. KJ Bull 6 asks, "Will I see the movie Gravity?" No,
I could
will
tell
not.
why
I
he
might get it
stopped
on
doing
demand, but I will not watch it
chat
in
questions for
theaters.
this.
Let's do one more. One more question. This will be it, 'cause these questions have been terrible, terrible stream questions. Oh. Can we get
Now you send him a
one
quarter
good
and ask a question and he
please?
tell you don't know.
Can you get one good question right now? Here it comes. Here it is. It's from, all right, AANG819. His question or her question is, Phil, with all these games becoming mainly multiplayer games, what do you think will happen to solo gamers?
Oh. They're gonna go away,
He's got a
obviously. Just
point.
listen
There
to
are a lot of
EA.
games that have been coming out that seem to be focused on the multiplayer exclusively. There's actually a few coming out. I think Destiny and what was that other one? There's like two that are just games focused primarily on multiplayer. Oh, Titanfall. Yeah,
Titanfall,
it's gonna happen.
that success
There's always
story.
gonna be a move towards multiplayer, especially now that everyone's internet is getting better, and we're getting better connections. You're having more robust multiplayer experiences. But single player is not going to go away, guys. I mean, the best games. Let's think about the best games this year and the ones that probably sold the best: BioShock Infinite, The Last of Us, Grand Theft Auto 5.
He specifically mentioned two of those games not selling that good compared to other stuff.
Anyway,
I think he compared it to Call of Duty or something. It was a meme.
narrative experience, at least in my opinion, from my personal experiences, and the best stories. Okay, that was an absolutely long episode of Ask the King. I've been talking now for over 2.5 hours.
Oh no, he needs a break.
My voice is killing me right now. So thank you everyone who watched.
It's so hard to talk for 2 hours.
We had some really serious.
I don't know how I was able to do it.
Which I addressed, and I think that you know, it might behoove you to hear my opinions and my answers. So thank you very much. Ask the King will return in 1 month. I've already set
every
the time.
month he used to do these too.
Of November. You're going to want to check my forum.
I think you're doing Ask the King next week. Somebody else said that. I don't know. I assume it's true. So that's exciting. Him answering questions about money in some kind of way and answering questions about bills.
Episode 37 of Ask the King in the books. I'll see you next time. Remember to submit your questions on the forums. Don't get caught up with the hardcore gaming season. And I will see you for new gameplay very soon. Thanks a lot. Peace out.
Good Lord. Good Lord. Oh, he answered the question about weed. Oh, that's another episode anyway. Weed, fan interaction, 3DS, game reviews, and more. He stuffed everything in the title of that one. Get that out of here. All right. Well, that's been exciting. We didn't get stories about what it was, Ian and all of that shit, like the other thing. But we did get some hot content. What did he talk about that was specific and weird? Oh, I forgot. Because it's a bunch of bullshit that all blend together. And DSP is an ally. An ally with the strong, independent woman and the female gamer. And nothing's wrong with that, obviously. Feels good, man. Feels good, man.